to the ACC on ESPN. Across the Allegheny River to downtown Pittsburgh, we are at Heinz Field, a pivotal showdown in the ACC Coastal Division. As the Panthers host the Cavaliers, good news for Virginia. Brennan Armstrong in uniform. Looks like he's going to give it a go at quarterback, returning from his injury, and a big QB showdown with Pitt's Kenny Pickett. Here's the deal in the Coastal Division. One of these teams is going to play in the ACC Championship Game. It will be Pittsburgh with a win today. It would be Virginia with a win today and a win next week against Virginia Tech. And we welcome you to Heinz Field. Beth Mullins along with Kirk Morrison, and we've got Don Davenport as well. It has been the year of the quarterback around the Atlantic Coast Conference, and today perhaps the best matchup of them all with Brennan Armstrong and Kenny Pickett, who is shot to the top of a lot of draft boards for the NFL.
Well, Beth, tell me a quarterback in college football right now that's made a bigger jump from last season to this season. Kenny Pickett's name better be on the top of the list, and the reason why is because you see he's now taking what the defense gives him. He has great pocket awareness. He's shown that this season. Hey, if the play's not there, the pocket collapses, get the yards. Go out and find that marker. You get a first down, move on, keep the chains moving. But I really think what he's really shown the most improvement is just his hand signals to the outside, showing receivers, hey, I know where I want to go with the football, looking off a safety, going one way, and throwing the ball into these tight windows for touchdowns. That's the biggest thing that I've seen. It's the experience, and that's one of the reasons why I think he'll be one of the top quarterbacks selected in the 2022 NFL Draft.
From a projected 6th-rounder last year, Mel Kiper says he should be the first QB chosen. Also, tremendous strides for Brennan Armstrong on the Virginia side. What's the latest on his return from an injury today, Dawn?
Yeah, Beth, he's just about 3 weeks removed from that rib injury, and he looked like he was ready in warm-ups. Came out about an hour and 20 minutes prior to kick, threw for about 10 minutes, and then took all of the first-team reps in warm-ups. I did not see him flinch in pain once. Head coach Bronco Mendenhall told me this week if he was medically cleared to play, it would be 100% Brennan's choice on if he was feeling good enough to go. Coach told me just now he is medically cleared today, gave the thumbs up, walking off after warm-ups. Freshman Jay Wolfhook took over last week. Guys, he will be ready if at any time Brennan can't go today.
And we should find out quickly, Dawn, because Virginia won the toss and elected to send it. The Cavaliers bowl eligible once again, but they want more and a shot at an ACC championship. These are the last 2 Coastal Division champs, and one of them trying to get back. Pat Narduzzi on the other side with Pittsburgh, now in his 7th season. And 5 winning seasons. They too are going bowling for the 5th time in 6 years. And a flag back at the line of scrimmage on the opening kickoff, probably going to be offsides. And there is a look at Brennan Armstrong, ready to go to work. 3rd in FBS and passing yards. That's despite the fact he didn't play in their last game against Notre Dame. And as you see right there at the bottom, responsible for nearly 24 points per game, Kurt.
It's a much different offense with Brennan Armstrong as quarterback. We saw what it looked like last week with Wolfhook versus Notre Dame. But I'll tell you this, you talk about a boost of energy, a shot in the arm for the Virginia Cavaliers, having number 5, Brennan Armstrong, and quarterback. Much different offense.
Going to be imperative and a lot on this offensive line today to keep him upright and out of trouble. He's wearing a significant flak jacket, and he will be sacked on the very first play of the game. It's Tyler Bentley, top sacking team in the country, and they get to Armstrong.
Well, can they block? That's what it's going to be. Can the Virginia offensive line just have enough time to let Brennan Armstrong set up and throw the football? We know about this defense of Pitt. They're going to come after Brennan Armstrong today. Already 1 sack.
They will move that tempo along when they get the opportunity. Close to 75 plays per game. On the ground, Wayne Talapapa, the senior from Hawaii, also returning from injury. He is back out there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, they don't do it often, but they should do it more today. Get Brennan Armstrong comfortable, get him into this game into a nice little rhythm. So running the football may be imperative for Virginia early on.
Look at this alignment. 3 guys in the backfield, and now the guy they simply call the football player, Keaton Thompson, goes wide to the top of your screen. Pickett under duress again, sidearms it, and it's knocked loose out across the 45, and it's 4th down. Thompson had a shot at it, and Williams jarred it out with a hard hit.
Well, I'll tell you this, if you're a Virginia fan, you're excited because Haskins, the left tackle, Bobby Haskins, was beat off the ball, and Brennan Armstrong showing you the mobility, getting out of the pocket, delivers the football, was not connected, but to me, he looks to be 100%, and I'm not sure if the end of that play could be a possible targeting situation.
Wow, that's huge because that's Servassier Dennis, the junior middle linebacker out of Syracuse, New York, their leading tackler and their biggest playmaker on the defensive side.
Wow, that's going to be close. But I think that when you look at the play, I see the crown of the helmet. I see a lowering of the helmet. That's the #1 indicator for me.
And it's to the shoulders and head region.
That's a blow, definitely a forcible contact. Right there, the head or neck area. I think that targeting will be confirmed on this one. There's no way. I think targeting's confirmed. And Servassier Dennis may have played his last down of this game.
I mean, he's one of the leaders of this unit that's one of the best in the ACC. They're outstanding against the rush. They've been outstanding on 3rd downs. As we mentioned, 36 sacks, best in the ACC. They've already added 1 to that total.
After further review, personal foul, targeting, defense number 7. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. The 1st down, number 7 has been disqualified.
Yeah, that's targeted, and it's unfortunate. I can see Servassier Dennis a little shocked, but the letter of the law, that's targeted. Good job by the officials.
So Brandon George will step up at middle linebacker, and instead of 4th down, it's a 1st down across midfield for UVA. And the loss of their leading tackler now for this Pitt defense. Thompson is the man in motion. Armstrong will throw it the other way. And it's Jelani Woods who's had a breakout. The transfer from Oklahoma State has developed into one of the top tight ends in the country this year.
Yeah, I think he could be a factor today. Does Pitt have someone that can match up with Jelani Woods? Doesn't get the ball thrown to him, I think, enough. Only 31 catches coming into the game. I think that he could also be a feature guy within the offense for Virginia today.
He's got a shot at new tight end records for receiving yards and touchdowns in a single season. Armstrong, again, the left-hander finds Thompson this time, close to the 30-yard line, and a 1st down for the Cavaliers, a gain of 12.
Yeah, he looks good, right? Watching Brennan Armstrong, he looks about 100%. I mean, that ball had some zip on it to the outside. And again, you can see the efficiency in which the offense goes when Brennan Armstrong's out there. That ball is in and out of his hands, and a nice timing throw to Thompson.
Junior from Shelby, Ohio, got hurt in the 2nd half of the BYU loss and then was out last week. Another quick release to Billy Kemp. Senior out of Highland Springs, Virginia. He's already top 5 career receptions in Virginia history, gain of 8 there. We expect to see a lot of offense, a lot of points up. Both average over 500 yards a game and over 35 points a game.
High scoring for sure, but what I'm seeing already, Servassier Dennis out of the game through the targeting, and already some miscommunication in that back end for Pitt defensively.
Here's Mike Hollins met at the point of attack. David Green was the guy there with Haba Baldonado. I love what Randy Bates, the defensive coordinator, told us this week. Our defense is a we, not me group of guys.
It's a bunch of no-name. They're a no-name defense, Beth. They just said, look, we don't care who gets the credit. We just all like to play together. And that's the one thing you see with them. It's all 11 hats to the football.
3rd down defense, number 11 in the nation at 31% this year, and a timeout called by Virginia.
First time out of the half.
We will take it with them. Just underway in Pittsburgh, and a big day for the Panthers to try and clinch the division. 7 different Coastal champions in the last 7 years. 2018, it was Pittsburgh, a loss to Clemson. 2019, it was Virginia, a loss to Clemson. Last year, they didn't have divisional play. Look at that list. The last 10 ACC champs dominated by Clemson. They are still in the race after beating Wake Forest earlier today. And a third down stop here for the Pittsburgh defense. The pass intended for Jelani Woods, but there is a flag on the play.
False start. Offense, number 85. It's a 5-yard penalty, third down.
Referee today, Mike Roach. The offense is staying out there, Kirk.
Yeah, they're going to stay out there because with that false start, it actually pushed them. And I thought they kind of got away a hold, though, too. I saw Pitt got away with a little possible hold by Phil Campbell. But look, it all goes for nothing. Again, another third down opportunity for Brennan Armstrong.
3rd and 7 now after the penalty.
Will Pitt bring the pressure early on? We haven't seen much pressure on Armstrong. Will they bring it here?
4-man pressure. Armstrong's pass is caught, and down inside the 10-yard line is Keaton Thompson. And it's 1st and goal, Virginia.
How did he do that? How did Armstrong get it through that? Look at the window that Armstrong throws this football through. There's 4 Pitt Panthers there. He gets it right through the window, and no one can get a hand on it. Keaton Thompson, the big play player. We talked about it. Just a football player with a nice catch, but Armstrong in a tight window.
Without Brennan last week against Notre Dame, they only had 1 play of over 20 yards. They've already matched that. That's good for 23 there. Armstrong will keep it and run it. Gets down to the 2. So they're not afraid to test out that injured rib cage for Brennan Armstrong.
Yeah, I'm just as surprised as you are. I said, wait, what? I could have swore he handed that ball off, and to see him hold on to the ball at the end, I don't know how many times, Beth, I want to keep my quarterback coming off of injury, keeping the football. We may not see that play the rest of the game.
They have scored on their opening drives 50% of the time this year with a touchdown. Armstrong through traffic, and he'll toss that one away. And the veteran lives to play another day. And it'll be 3rd and goal.
You love the way Pitt's defense bowing its neck down here inside the 5-yard line. You're going to get man-to-man coverage all the way around. But you got to keep one player. Who is going to be the spy guy? Savassier Dennis, we know, is out of the game. Who's the spy guy on the quarterback, Brennan Armstrong, if he decides to break contain?
Trips left. Woods, the tight end, lining up as a receiver here to the right. Armstrong across the middle, caught, touchdown. Keaton Thompson, and Virginia strikes first.
Well, you want to know how big Savassier Dennis not being in this game is for Pitt? Well, his backup is Brandon George. He doesn't get to his coverage. That's Keaton Thompson standing there as the number 3 wide receiver, and there's nobody in coverage. Savassier Dennis would have been out there in coverage, but they go after the junior linebacker Brandon George, and that was just get the snap, throw, touchdown. Probably the easiest touchdown of the year for Brennan Armstrong to Keaton Thompson.
His 28th touchdown pass, that ties Matt Schaub's single-season record that has stood for the last 19 years. And not only is Brennan back, but he's slinging it like he was before the injury.
Yeah, just finding the open guy. You mentioned there was 3 receivers left, and no one covered down on Thompson, who was lined up at number 3. And that's a great job by Robert Anae, too, the offensive coordinator for Virginia, lining a wide receiver / running back, lining him at number 3, and they put the tight end, Grant Mish. He's the more of the blocking tight end. They actually had him in the backfield, so there was a lot going on that play for Virginia, and it confused the Pitt defense.
10 plays, 70 yards in 4.5 minutes, and you could say the key play in that drive was the targeting penalty on Savassier Dennis on 3rd down that kept the drive alive. And Armstrong moves them. 7-0 Virginia. And about to get our first look at the Pittsburgh offense and Kenny Pickett. will start from the 25. And Kenny Pickett, the senior out of Oakhurst, New Jersey, having himself a monster season, Kirk.
Yeah, look, he's a guy that I said each week you see him get better and better. You see him not only just the experience that he has, but when you talk to Mark Whipple, his offensive coordinator, he just said the dude's just a competitor. He's a gamer. And when you get him out there, you just watch each week. He makes a play and a throw that you just say, that's an NFL throw. That's a reason why all the scouts and Todd McShay and Mel Kiper are raving about the now #1 rated draft prospect of the 2022 NFL Draft.
Yeah, Kiper and McShay both have him at the top of their quarterback list this week. And his first throw will be for a first down to one of the Biletnikoff semifinalists, Jordan Addison, the sophomore out of Frederick, Maryland, at a gain of 12.
Well, we're going to call his name a lot today. He's the big-time receiver for Pitt, minus Keith Stovall, who's out today for the Pitt offense.
Bobbled the snap. Now we'll get it out to Addison. Little receiver screen. And despite a slow start to that one, they'll pick up 8. Joey Blunt, Cone King in on the stop. On pace for Pittsburgh to set all kinds of offensive school records, including points scored and total offense. And Izzy will run it across midfield, and a gain of 14 and a first down for Abanikanda, the sophomore out of Brooklyn.
Well, you like the script so far. The opening script for Pitt, 2 passes, 1 run, and it's all been positive yards for this offense.
It's been a Virginia defense suspect all season long. The big plays, that one bobbled and dropped. Jared Wayne couldn't haul it in. They are down a couple of receivers. Jalen Barden and Taysir Mack both out today. So Jared may have even a bigger impact here this afternoon. Abanikanda down to the 35. And that'll set up a 3rd and 4.
And this is what I talked about, the experience of Kenny Pickett. It's these types of down in distance where he knows where he needs to get to. And so if the pocket breaks down, he's able to utilize his legs and get first down. One of the options for this Pitt offense whenever things break down.
Virginia showing blitz. They'll bring it off the edge. Pickett in trouble, gets away from it. And down he goes. And the Virginia defense comes up. Mike Green with the play.
And
it's 4th down.
Yeah, that's the ability I talked about. He evades the first guy. So he makes Grant miss, but he just didn't have anybody open down the field. But that's an outstanding job of swarming and pursuit by the Virginia defense. But again, he makes one guy miss. The second guy just couldn't find a receiver down the field. And that's a big-time play getting off the field for the Virginia defense.
They will force the punt here. Kirk Christodoulou with Billy Kemp back deep. End over end. He'll try and drop it inside the 10 and does so. Kemp takes it out of bounds at the 5. 7-0 Virginia after the 36-yard punt.
ESPN College Football is brought to you by Allstate. Save money like a champion with Allstate. And AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, and secure.
The occasional Kenny for Heisman signs around Heinz Field. For this Pitt senior class on senior day, a trip to the ACC Championship Game. They're working on another one. They were the Quick Lane Bowl champs in 2019, one of their 2 trips to the postseason as a group of seniors.
A lot of people thinking that Kenny Pickett, this won't be his last game in Heinz Field. Kind of forecasting for the future,
in
right?
this uniform?
In his last game in Heinz Field in this uniform,
yes.
Could he be the succession plan for the NFL Pitt team?
And a first down throw here for Virginia. Dawn?
Yeah, I got a chance to talk to Kenny Pickett about his time here this week. He said he knew he would be emotional prior to the game just because of all the great memories here, the support from the fans, his coaches, his family. He was so grateful, though, for those experiences. He said it wasn't always easy. He pointed to his sophomore year as one of the tougher moments, but he talked a lot about those that helped him in his growth as a man. So grateful for what he's been through, the ups and the downs here.
Devin Darrington on the carry here out across the 25. And really a guy that did it right. He thought about the NFL last year, sent out some feelers, had the coaches talk to their friends in the league. Where would I go? It was a late round pick, and so he decided to come back, didn't look back as his parents watch from on high. And boy, he's jumped right to the top of a lot of the pro scouts boards when it comes to quarterbacks for next spring's draft. And Brennan Armstrong incomplete on the throw, intended for Rashawn Henry. Damari Mathis had the coverage. Well, the fun thing today, Kirk, is neither of these teams is ever out of it with the explosive arms that they have, Pickett and Armstrong.
They can score quickly. And I think this third down has to be about the Pitt defense. They have not been able to really get a lot of pressure on Armstrong. Is it time that now this defense brings a little pressure on Armstrong?
Mish, the tight end, in to help block, and he gets it out for a first down across the 30 to the 35. It's Darrington, the senior out of Forest Hill, Maryland, and a gain of 11.
Again, they're picking on the junior linebacker, Brandon George. He's just right here in the middle of the defense, and they put a running back right there, Darrington, on him. And he's just a step slow. Remember, Savasier Dennis on the first drive knocked out of his game for targeting, so that's something that I'm going to look at the rest of the game. How does Brandon George, number 30, the junior linebacker, fill in?
Armstrong keeps, doesn't slide so much as he dives forward and gets down. Not the way you draw it up, but he stayed safe.
Well, I see PNC Park in the distance, right? That's where the Pirates play at. Yeah, he's got to figure out a way to get some baseball sliding in there. I don't know what that was.
That's not even a good baseball slide.
I have no idea what that was. Oh, man.
Playing through a rib injury, and the run game is significant for him just as much as his arm strength. Out across the 40, good pursuit and caught from behind by Marquez Williams as he gets to Mike Hollins. And it's third down again.
It's been four-man rush so far for Pitt. So they're saying, hey, our four guys are going to get to the quarterback. But now, is it a time where you need to bring a little bit of pressure? And one thing that you've seen from Brennan Armstrong, he's willing to take the underneath throw. He's not all about getting it all, the big play. He wants the underneath throw, the safe throw, and allow the catch and run element.
Armstrong throws it to the left, and he's got the first down. This is a terrific job by Robert Anai. You touched on it earlier. They're bringing Grant Mish in, the tight end. And remember, he's a left-handed quarterback. They're putting him on the right side of the line to help protect his backside.
Yeah, max protection looks. Just trying to buy just an extra second, a half a beat. That's all you need with Brennan Armstrong. A quick release, and he gets that right underneath to one of his go-to guys in Billy Kemp. 63 catches coming into today, and that 64th catch for a first down.
There he is again on that right side with the left-handed quarterback, and as I say that, they move him. But Brennan is 8 for 10. Make it 9 for 11. Close to another first down with the forward progress to Dontavian Wicks, who leads the ACC with 23 yards per catch. He's got over 1,000 for the season.
One of the outstanding players, I think, in all of college football. Doesn't get talked about enough. Only a sophomore, but a big-time player. Just get the ball in his hands. That's all you got to do, and a guy that I continue to watch every week, and number 3 stands out every time.
Surprised, actually, that he's not on the Biletnikoff semifinalist list. One of 13 guys in the country coming in this weekend with over 1,000 yards. And nowhere to go there for Darrington. Good job again by this Panther front. They are top 15 in the country against the rush at just over 100 yards a game. 4 of 4, though, are the Cavaliers on third down here in the first quarter.
Well, the Cavaliers bringing their whole hockey line change. They go from a power set. Now they bring in all the skill position guys. And now Pitt is saying, we're going to bring in our rushers. But again, Beth, I thought you mentioned it. They're doing a great job of protecting on third downs. With the backs in the backfield, just a half a beat for Armstrong.
Taulapapa this time to help out. Armstrong steps up through the hands of Woods, incomplete. And it's fourth down.
I think Armstrong's a little upset there. He put that one right there. Woods got to make that play. Tight end has to make that play. Armstrong just buying time, gets up, steps up, but he put that right there on the hands of Woods. That's a tremendous job by Chase Pine one of the senior linebackers, putting a little bit of pressure there on Armstrong, but a missed opportunity there.
So each defensive side now coming up with a stop here in the first. Jacob Finn to punt. Jordan Addison with the fair catch at the 12. More of Kenny Pickett and the Pittsburgh offense down a touch when we come back. That's right. Wisconsin clinches with a win and a Minnesota loss and an Iowa loss. Minnesota scoreless right now in their matchup with Indiana. 7-0 here with Virginia on top. And Kenny Pickett going back to work, and it's incomplete, intended for his tight end Lucas Crow, the grad transfer from Florida. Nick Grant had the coverage.
Yeah, that's just confidence in your tight end, because that guy, he was covered. And Grant finished through and knocked that ball away, but that's confidence in Pickett to the tight end.
Vincent Davis in a tailback. It's been very much running back by committee this year. And Davis says, give me the ball a little bit more, Coach Narduzzi. A first down, a 23-yard scoop out to the 35.
Well, that was old student body left. You get a couple blockers out in front, and then just watch the junior running back. Keeps those feet moving, keeps them turning. You got to gang tackle this guy as he goes back right back with the hot hand.
Davis will pick up 3 more. They average about 158 yards rushing per game. Obviously, the pass game significant with Kenny Pickett. 4 times this year, it's an offense that has scored over 50 points. Trying to go to work. Jared Wayne makes a man miss and gets out to midfield. A 12-yard gain for a first down.
Oh, one of the things I love about watching Kenny Pickett all week long is just his subtle moves to the left and to the right. He finds and buys just enough time. So his feet in the pocket, some of the best I've seen in college football this year. That one on that last play, just a little slide to the left and a nice throw for a first down.
What are they showing here? They got 6 offensive linemen. And the catch is made out of the backfield and inside the 40 for a first down. Gavin Bartholomew, the freshman out of Schuylkill Haven, Pennsylvania, staying on his feet for 15.
So they had Bartholomew in the backfield, and he's just waiting and delaying. The defense goes with all the eligible receivers down the field, and then he leaks out late Bartholomew. That's how they got the big pickup there.
We'll keep a tight end in the backfield here. Pickett to the air, out to the edge, and a first down catch for Jordan Addison.
That quickly was an NFL throw, by the way. I mean, you look at left hash mark all the way across the field. This is a ball you have to complete in the NFL. It's the out route across the field. Kenny Pickett showing he's got some arm strength.
Back to the ground game and into the red zone for the Panthers. 5-yard run for Vincent Davis, junior out of Fort Lauderdale. He was the starter last year. Abanikanda has taken over this season. Back and forth they've gone. And a sprinkling of the freshman Rodney Hammond as well in the backfield. More of Davis, and it'll be third down in a few. Elliott Brown with the tackle.
You like this drive for Pitt. They've been moving the ball around. How many different guys have touched the football? But now you get into the red zone, and now you got to find your go-to, your guys. Jordan Addison, number 3. He's the player that I want to get the football to down here, especially that far side of the field that you can work with. Offensive coordinator Mark Whipple, that's the guy I'm looking for, number 3, Jordan Addison here on third down.
9th play of the drive coming up. They've traveled 72 yards to get into the red zone. They've only turned it over once all season, and that was in the season opener in the red zone. And the catch is made for a first down to the 11, Jared Wayne. Gains 7 more.
Again, buying time in the pocket. They get him out of the pocket, a little bit of move to the right. And good job by Wayne filling the zone, sitting down in the zone for the first down.
And that will be the end of the first quarter. They'll head to the other end of the field with Pittsburgh knocking on the door. A 7-0 Virginia lead. To the the ACC Championship Game. It's Pittsburgh if they win today. It is Virginia taking the Coastal Division if they win today and then beat Virginia Tech next week. As we start the second quarter, 7-0. Brennan Armstrong and Virginia striking first, and now Kenny Pickett. And the Panthers still can get a first down inside the 1-yard line. Pickett to the goal line and in. Touchdown Panthers, Jordan Addison.
Addison's not even open. I mean, this is a quarterback throwing his wide receiver open. That's a big difference because Addison just runs the route and he puts the ball. Kenny Pickett puts the ball on the outside for Jordan Addison to grab that right in front of Anthony Johnson. That's an outstanding throw because the quarterback realized the leverage of the cornerback, put it to the inside, and Addison makes the move and grabs the touchdown.
10 plays, 88 yards, and 3.5 minutes for Jordan Addison. Came in tied for the national lead with 11 touchdowns, and now he's got 12 and an injured player for Virginia. We'll take the timeout as well. Be back in a moment. Recap brought to you by Mazda.
Well, the Pitt Panther offense got going by handing the ball off early on. Vincent Davis getting involved in a laser from Pickett over to Addison for the first down, and just a nice adjustment by the quarterback to Addison for the touchdown. Kenny Pickett, 5 of 6 on that last drive, 55 yards, and a nice answer to the Virginia score earlier.
Sam Scarton on to try and tie it up, and he does. So a touchdown pass for Kenny Pickett, a touchdown pass for Brennan Armstrong, all even at 7 early in this second quarter. Got a great slate of games still to come on ESPN and ABC tonight, highlighted by that big showdown out in Salt Lake City with number 3 Oregon and number 23 Utah. The winner of that game gets a spot in the Pac-12 Championship Game. It's our Sunday night game presented by Arby's beginning at 7:30 Eastern.
The leaders of the North versus the leaders of the South in the Pac-12. But I think this is still for Oregon. They're playing for their playoff lives.
Yes.
Any loss by Oregon and they're done. So each game paramount for the Oregon Ducks.
They still have the head-to-head against Ohio State, but the Buckeyes continue to shine when it comes to the eye test. They destroyed Michigan State today.
Wow.
One-loss Notre Dame pounding Georgia Tech today. So some other one-loss teams are making statements. Oklahoma just squeaked by Iowa State, but they do stay in that one-loss category. And out to the 25 for Virginia to start. Oklahoma, by the way, with that win today, they will clinch a spot in the Big 12 championship game if Baylor loses later. Oklahoma State also has a chance to move a step closer with a win today. Could be back-to-back Bedlam in the Big 12 because they'll play to close out the regular season in Stillwater next weekend before the Big 12 championship. And it's Armstrong. Out to the edge, caught by Wicks, and the ball pops out. And it looks like the Cavs were able to jump back on it. Jacob Rodriguez wrapped it up, and it's an 11-yard gain for a first down.
Yeah, nice throw to the outside. But then it just, Johnny on the spot is Rodriguez. That ball's knocked out by A.J. Woods, the cornerback. And lucky Rodriguez is right there for the recovery.
The Cavs have been able to keep Armstrong upright for the most part. That jersey staying clean, playing with the rib injury from 3 weeks ago. Incomplete, looking for Wicks, trying to get behind Woods. All you need to know about the difference that he makes last week in the loss to Notre Dame, the fewest points they've scored in a game this year, fewest total yards, fewest first downs. They were held without a touchdown. And now with Armstrong back in the lineup, already a score on the board here in the first half. Now trying to run it. Good cutback by Mike Hollins, who has emerged here in the last few weeks at tailback. Sophomore out of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, that was a nice run. Jacob Rodriguez still in the game, number 98, steals the edge. And then Hollins, number 7, he gets his opportunity. We saw Talapapa earlier, and this time Hollins setting up a 3rd and short.
4 of 5 on 3rd downs here in this first half as the Panthers continue to play without Servassier Dennis, their leading tackler, out of the game with a targeting penalty on the first possession today. Pressure coming right up the middle. Armstrong thrown down back at the 31-yard line. Kalijah Cansey, the sophomore out of Miami.
Well, I'll tell you this. There's a guy by the name of Aaron Donald that used to play here at Pitt, and Kalijah Cansey just did his best Aaron Donald impression. It's just a 1-2 on the inside, swim, and found his way right to Armstrong and did not let Armstrong get away. That was an outstanding move at the line of scrimmage by Kalijah Cansey.
Number 1 in sacks in the nation. They have already added a couple more. 38 now on the year for the Panthers. Jordan Addison here on the receiving end. Muffed it. Ball is out. And the Panthers able to jump on it. A.J. Woods there to save the day.
Just never got a hold of it. Just a muff from the beginning. That ball just bouncing around from Addison. Looks like he was trying to run and move with it before he actually secured the catch.
So it's back to Kenny Pickett now. Panthers will start out from their own 25. Pickett dances, buys some time, looking for the deep ball. Downfield, incomplete at the 30 for Addison. Nick Grant was back there with the coverage, and it looked like Cone King is the guy that maybe got his feet tangled with the receiver here.
Yeah, watch the quarterback, buys a little time, allows the route to develop, and it looks like Nick Grant just got it right in front of him. I think that's pass interference. He interferes with the opportunity for Jordan Addison to make that catch. I mean, he literally went into the path of Jordan Addison. That should have been a penalty by the officials. They missed that one.
Instead, 2nd and 10. Pressure coming from Virginia. Pickett makes the moves to get away and then tripped up and stumbles down at the 30-yard line. West Weeks just got a piece of the heel. And it's 3rd down.
Yeah, that's a part of the game that I love about Kenny Pickett is, again, when the pocket breaks down, he has got a plan. He's just trying to get as many yards as he can, but showing off a little wiggle, making this now a 3rd and medium.
All-out blitz coming. Out of the backfield for a first down. Across the 40 is Abanikanda.
You know, usually it's a receiver in motion, but you got a running back in Abanikanda who motioned all the way across, and nobody went with the motion guy. So Abanikanda's just looking at Pickett saying, hey, throw it here.
Here I am.
I'm right here. That's an easy throw for a first down by Kenny Pickett.
Again, they put Bartholomew, the tight end, in the backfield, and Pickett incomplete downfield, and now the flag will come out. Johnson had an armful of Addison before the ball got there. Pass interference coming.
Pass interference. Defense number 3. Ball be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Now, Jordan Addison is one of the best route runners in college football. He just pushes all the way up. And again, Anthony Johnson has got both hands wrapped around the waist of Jordan Addison. And right now, Kenny Pickett is going at Anthony Johnson. He threw at him down here for the touchdown to Addison. and now going at him again throughout this game. So maybe that's a matchup that Kenny Pickett likes is Addison versus Johnson.
Pickett, play action. Only 3 guys rushing this time. Plenty of time to find Bartholomew, who had stepped out of bounds at the 24 and a first down Pittsburgh.
Well, how does a 6'4", 260-pound freshman tight end get that wide open? He's down the sideline in a nice route by the freshman. Coming back for the football, and a good throw by Pickett. Calm, gets to the outside, and nice delivery.
Pickett, 75% accuracy. He's gone over 100 yards passing with a touchdown. Looking down the middle, nothing doing, and he'll throw it away. Panthers wanted a late hit on the quarterback. No flag on Faumui.
Yeah, I think Faumui gets away with one. If this is the NFL, if this is the National Football League, that's a penalty. You know, coming in that late, Faumui does. And definitely official standing right there. But I tell you, on the next level, that's a penalty.
I don't think Pickett liked that it was a low hit as well. 2nd and 10. Addison, they like getting the ball into their playmakers' hands. Nowhere to go there. Elliott Brown kept him in check. And now it's 3rd down. Panthers may have actually lost a yard there. Third and 11. Pickett, Addison with the catch inside the 20, but short. Cone King with the coverage. And a 4th down decision here.
Yeah, well, the decision's going to go for it. They cut that 3rd down in half. I think you have the momentum of this drive, and they keep Kenny Pickett out there on the field. Addison in the slot as the number 3 wide receiver.
Pickett on 4th and 4. Got away from one man. Into the back of the end zone, wide open touchdown. Jordan Addison lost his defender, and it's an 18-yard score.
First of all, nice job of seeing the blitz. And Blunt is there. He's got to make the play. The safety's right there in the face of Kenny Pickett. He misses the blitz, misses the tackle, but the calm coolness of a quarterback in his 5th year, just keeping his eyes downfield. And that's just parking lot football. That's just backyard Thanksgiving morning football. Just find a way to get open. Jordan Addison and Pickett keeping his eyes downfield, delivering a strike.
Or the DB, Nick Grant, lost him. And let him run loose. Extra point is good. The 8-play, 75-yard drive for the Panthers lead.
And I think that's probably the easy touchdown. Guys looking at each other. Hey, we're back on top.
ESPN College Football is brought to you by Beef. It's what's for dinner. And Peloton. Get the original bike, still at the best price ever.
Ah, yes. A Pitt legend, Dan Marino. And how about this? A very young baby face, Kenny Pickett. That was back in 2016 on his recruiting trip. I asked him about that picture he took with Dan Marino's statue. If he imagined then that he'd be where he is now, guys, in the same conversation with Marino. He said, honestly, yep, I dreamed it. I knew I had the work ethic in me. He said it's pretty special to put all the work in and to get to the end of the road now, and you get to see it all pay off.
Yeah, his personal statistics, Dawn, you know, he's already passed Dan in some categories, approaching Dan in career passing touchdowns, but I think just as significant, what the team has been able to do. They've had one 10-win season in the last 40 years. And they have a shot at 1 or possibly 11. And that's back in the late 70s and early 80s, the days of Marino and Touchdown Tony and Hugh Green.
That was the first thing I picked up. You mentioned it. Pat Narduzzi has never won 9 games here at Pitt. So a win today also eclipses the many wins as he's got here as a head coach.
Armstrong, another sidearm throw to Wicks and a first down out to the 45. Yeah, you go back to the heady days of Jackie Sherrill and Johnny Majors. They were winning 10, 11 games every year. It's only happened once since 2009. And trying to keep that hope alive with a win today. They would also be headed to the ACC Championship Game after they close out the regular season next week at the Dome against Syracuse. Virginia, if they win today, they can beat Virginia Tech next week, and they would go to the ACC Championship Game. Calipapa picks up a couple, but a flag down, way downfield.
Probably gonna get illegal substitution. I don't know what happened on that one. Too many men for Pitt. Now, Virginia ran a guy late onto the field, and usually the official stops play to allow Pitt to substitute. Pitt didn't immediately substitute. They ran on a guy late. Other guy didn't run off. And so I think that's what the officials are talking about here.
Substitution infraction on the defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
They actually never stopped the play here. So right now, the officials, they see the substitutions going on, but then all of a sudden number 5 comes into the game, and it was an immediate switch. It was not an immediate switch by the Pitt defense, and that's why they stopped it.
Yeah, so you saw the 12 guys there on the Pitt side of the field. Pat Narduzzi obviously thought that they should have been able to get another substitution on and off the field. 1st and 5 here, just shy of midfield for Brennan Armstrong in Virginia. Thompson is the motion man, and that is the direction the quarterback is looking, and Thompson down inside the 40 for a first down. Brennan Armstrong now 12 of 16. He took a good hit at the end of that.
Yeah, if you want to be a good quarterback in college football, you got to stare in the face of danger. That's what it is, being a quarterback on this level. Stares it down and still delivers a nice throw. That's tough to do when you got guys flying at full speed right in front of you. You hang in there, and a nice throw by Brennan Armstrong.
Armstrong on first down, has the time, and a 9-yard pickup to Billy Kemp. It was a scheduling anomaly for Virginia. Their last 2 games were out of conference, so this is their first ACC game in 3 weeks, and actually it may have helped Armstrong get a little bit healthy to bounce back into league play with a shot at the ACC Championship Game, because they also had a bye in there.
I can tell you this, their head coach said he's never doing that again. Bronco Mendenhall talked about playing 2 non-conference games right in the middle of ACC play.
But you knew how competitive this quarterback was. If there was any chance to go head-to-head today with Kenny Pickett, if there's any chance to help his team stay alive in the ACC race, he was going to be out there, and they've got a first down here.
Well, you mentioned it. We called that game at BYU when he hurt himself, and he threw an interception, and I think one of our lasting memories of that game is he went to the sideline apologizing to his teammates saying, "I'm sorry, that's on me. I threw an interception, and I was hurt, fellas. I should have just brought myself out." He's such a competitor, and to see him back today, it's a much different offense for Virginia.
A touchdown pass in 16 consecutive games with his throw earlier. Looking for another one. Wicks reaches for that goal line, and they're going to mark him down shy. 22 yards on that pickup.
It's a nice throw again by Armstrong. He missed it the first time, but he waited for the window to open up, and again, another tight coverage throw from Brennan Armstrong. Man, it's the battle of threes today. Jordan Addison, Dontavian Wicks, who's going to be the better 3? Both these guys right now putting on a show.
Ball is spotted at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal. Virginia trying to tie it up. Hollins, touchdown. Big response for the Cavaliers. And the 2-yard score for Mike Hollins, his 2nd of the season.
Yeah, the tight end, number 0, Jelani Woods, he seals the edge, and it's just getting into the spin cycle. Mike Hollins, 5'9", 210. And you use your power, you use your weight, use your ability to find the end zone.
They only needed 6 plays to go 75 yards. Brennan Armstrong was 4 of 4 on that drive. And the PAT is good.
The Cavs coming back with the answer. What else do you expect in the Coastal Division?
Oh, and they're just on the edge, right? The number 5 ranked team in the latest college football playoff rankings. There'll be big Utah fans today. Try to knock off the Oregon Ducks. Prime time on ABC. Abanikanda inside the 10, and he'll take it the distance. Izzy with the kick return touchdown, 98 yards.
All this is just middle, return, left. You got to start in the middle. And you make the first initial tackler, you make him miss. Then you get to the outside, and you just turn on the speed. And Beth, I thought you were going to go Izzy to the hizzy as Izzy Abanikanda with the touchdown. That's just nice.
98
nice
yards, and just like that, Pitt's back on top. Extra point from Scarton is good. 21-14 Panthers.
And it's just great blocking again. And you got to make the initial defender, the first guy miss. That's all. You want to make the first guy miss, and then it just turns into a track meet. It turns into a track meet on the outside. And look at those, look at those L's. Yeah, those L's running the football. Izzy Abanikanda. Yeah, you get excited after that one.
Their first kick return for a touchdown in 8 years. And this one puts the Panthers back in front, 6:39 to go in the first half. And an afternoon, if they win it, they're in it. The ACC Championship Game. And for Pat Narduzzi this week, talking to us about, the significance of the success. Getting to the ACC Championship Game, the possibility of getting to a New Year's Six bowl game. It's the national stage, and that's what he has been working to get Pitt back on for the last 7 years, to those glory days of the late 70s and 80s. Out to the 25 to start here for Virginia. We got good boxing match coming up, and a big card for you tonight from Las Vegas. The main event for the welterweight championship of the world, Bud Crawford and Showtime Sean Porter. The prelims will start at 7 Eastern on ESPN2, Deportes, and ESPN+. Crawford stay unbeaten in that one.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going with the Bud. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm going with Bud tonight. Keeping that record unblemished.
And now it's Brennan Armstrong's turn. He and the Cavs know they must win today and then beat Virginia Tech next week, and they could go to the ACC Championship Game. A gain of 6.
I wasn't expecting a shootout because we didn't know the status of Brennan Armstrong. But we're seeing it is going back and forth. And both offenses, not only efficient, but these quarterbacks, man, two of the better in all of the ACC.
Damari Mathis is down for Pitt. Back in a moment. Virginia and Pittsburgh, the two quarterbacks shining, both completing better than 75% of their throws. A couple of TDs for Pickett, one for Armstrong, Kurt.
Yeah, I think both quarterbacks are playing flawless early on, getting the balls to their playmakers, though, right? Addison for Pitt and Wicks for Virginia.
Armstrong back to the air and incomplete. That ends a stretch of 6 completions in a row for Brennan. Intended for Jelani Woods. It's third down.
The confidence that Armstrong has in his skill guys, he just puts it in a position to allow them to make the play. And that's why here on third down, again, a guy can be double covered. Armstrong believes in his talent and his ability in his arm to get it done.
5 guys coming. Armstrong steps up and he's sacked for the 3rd time. John Morgan got home. And it's 4th down.
Yeah, he just didn't have a chance on this one. Brennan Armstrong did not have a chance because John Morgan was shot out of a cannon. You watch him on the right side, a nice little inside twist game, and he comes free. There's just nobody there, just completely fooled that offensive line of Virginia. And you can see John Morgan, the redshirt junior, excited getting to the quarterback.
Loss of 6, punting unit on Jordan Addison. They've already got a kick return for a touchdown here in the first half, and Addison looking to get to the edge. He does. He's got blockers in front across midfield. Cuts it back inside, and down he goes inside the 40-yard line. 52 yards on the punt, 39 on the return.
Well, earlier we had middle, return left on the kickoff. This is just wall right. You just got to find the wall. And Addison gets all the way to the outside. That's what speed does as well. And a good job by the blockers in that situation as well. Nobody clipping from behind, everyone with their hands up. That's a nice job of blocking as well by the punt return team for Pitt.
That was the punter Jacob Finn that actually got in on the tackle there. 2 sustained scoring drives for Pittsburgh. The last time they had it, now working with a little shorter field. Pickett, pressure up the middle. Kenny on the rollout. Incomplete. Downfield looking for Jared Wayne. That was Jameer Carter that quickly got into the backfield to mess that play up. Trying to get a score here into the locker room, and then they will receive the kick to open up the third quarter. Building off of the 98-yard kick return for a score from Abanikanda. That's Rodney Hammond there on the carry. He gains 7. First time he's touched it tonight.
And he's the third guy, right? You mentioned it. He got a 3-headed monster at running back. This time Hammond lined out. See if he comes in motion to draw the defense in.
Pickett, nice slant to his tight end. Down to the 15, Lucas Kroll. And a first down, 15 yards there.
Yeah, that's all formation. They line the running back all the way out, and they just get a little inside release from Kroll because he's got the safety on him, Antonio Clary. So it's just a matchup. Kenny Pickett likes the matchup of his tight end at 6'6" on a 6'2" 200 corner.
Empty set for Pickett. Incomplete through the hands of Jordan Addison. Usually sure-handed receiver, second down.
That's one I think Pickett wish he could have back. He threw that behind Addison, who still his momentum was taking him into the defender, and he should have just stopped right there. I think Pickett expected him to stop because he read the zone, and Addison kept moving.
Bad snap. Pickett gets it out of the grass and then gets sacked. Back out at the 27-yard line by Joey Blunt. Second sack for UVA on the snap miscue.
Nice delay by Joey Blunt. He comes in on the blitz, and he's untouched. But remember, that play really started off by the snap. Poor snap. Pickett had to go down and get it, and that was a big loss of 10 yards by the Pitt offense.
First down marker is down at the 11-yard line here for the Panthers. Pickett will get some of that back. Crawl back inside the 20. And it's fourth down. Nick Jackson with the stop after 8 yards. And they'll send the kicking unit out with 3:20 and counting here in the second quarter. Sam Scarton's 13 of 16 on the season with a long of 47 yards. And this will be a 36-yard attempt. And he's got it. Bumps the lead up to 10 with under 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Snap, hold, kick. We saw him booming a couple from about 50 plus during pregame. So always difficult to kick in that end of the stadium. Having played here as a professional, it's always tough, but getting it done early on, and just like we expected. Just like we expected. A little shootout now between Armstrong and Pickett.
You not only played here, right?
Yeah, I did.
You won here.
I did win here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not only did you win here, but did you get a pick of Big Ben?
One of the highlights of my career, intercepting a Ben Roethlisberger pass. But, man, you know, one of the fun parts about playing here.
That's you, by the way, 52 right there.
Yeah, I was Khalil Mack before Khalil Mack.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
He took my number. But, no, one of the great venues in all of sports, coming here to Heinz Field and, you know, beating a Pittsburgh Steelers team that was, you know, always, you know how it is. They seem to be always good every single year. Get a chance to see them this weekend. They'll play against the Chargers. So,
yeah, they'll be out on the West Coast.
A lot of memories here playing at this stadium, though.
Yeah. This is a terrific venue. They got their high school football playoffs coming up here in the next week. And Virginia down by 10. 2-minute drill coming up. Kevin Connors, what you got? All kinds of scores to get caught up on. And the first down throw incomplete. Armstrong looking for Woods. Brandon George had the coverage.
You talk about a drive in which you need points. Virginia needs points back, because you mentioned it was the 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, and then the field goal by Pitt, and then also Pitt gets the ball to start the second half. So if they need points here, Virginia, and not allow that ball to get back to Pitt for one more drive.
A 24-point second quarter for the Panthers to open up the lead. And underneath, Malachi Fields out across the 35 and a first down.
That's the way you do it, too. And Malachi Fields, a guy, only 8 catches in on the year coming into today. So Brennan Armstrong spreading the football around. I think Pitt's trying to take away Dontavian Wicks.
They gained 11 more there. Caught out at the 45. That's Keaton Thompson. 7 different guys with a reception here in the first half for the Cavaliers. Keaton Thompson has a touchdown catch, his first receiving TD of the season. Another short throw and out of bounds for a first down to Dontavian Wicks. That's his 6th catch of the day. And Wicks and Williams exchanging pleasantries.
Yeah, that's just a little receiver and cornerback.
Is that exchanging Thanksgiving recipes?
Yeah.
What was happening there?
You just got one guy finishing. Marquez is over there finishing the play, and Wicks didn't like that.
Armstrong all day to throw it, and again caught by Fields inside the 35-yard line for another first down.
So they lined up Fields at the tight end spot. He's lined up at the tight end as a number 3 wide receiver and goes all the way across the field. So maybe something wrong with Woods. Remember, he dropped that one pass a little bit earlier, looked like he was banged up.
He did go out, nicked up.
Yeah,
yep.
So they put in Fields, and he's running the normal tight end routes across the field.
That's the 3rd play of over 20 yards in this first half for Virginia and Bronco Mendenhall. And there's another injured player down on the field for Pitt.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute 36 seconds. 1:36. Thank you.
That looks like Marquez Williams playing in his 33rd career game, the junior out of Pompano Beach, Florida. .136 to go in the half. Virginia with a pair of timeouts left. Pitt still has all 3 of theirs as Williams
Still jawing back and
He's
forth.
he's feeling okay enough to still chatter a little bit.
All he's saying is this. I've been in these situations before. You just let them know I'm going to be here all day. So don't worry about me. I'm going to go to the sideline, but I'm here all day if you need me.
He's smiling there. We're going to go out for one play, and then he'll probably be right back in there.
Yeah, just watch at the end. Marquez just knocking the ball away. Play's already over, but you just let them know, hey, I'm here. I'm not going to let it be easy for you. I'm going to make you work for it.
Well, let's see if they attack his replacement. Mathis has returned defensively. On first down, good back shoulder to Wicks. And so they do go after Williams' replacement, A.J. Woods.
Yeah, see, you should be offensive coordinator because you knew it right before everybody else did. Why not go to the backup guy? Williams goes out. Who comes in? A.J. Woods. Go right at him. And that time, a first down for Virginia.
Sometimes it's best not to draw too much attention to yourself, because then when you leave, everybody knows it.
Yeah, good point, good point.
Armstrong. Another catch made inside the 20 and into the red zone for Rashawn Henry.
Love the drive, though, right? We talked about you got to get points on this drive. They're already inside the red zone, so you feel like you've got 3 in your back pocket. But still, now taking this clock all the way down, trying to get it into the end zone.
Williams is still out, by the way. The throw to Keaton Thompson. Good cutback. And he's got the first down inside the 10-yard line. Good shake and bake on Eric Hallett. And it's first and goal.
Woo, you talk about putting somebody in the spin cycle. I almost fell down watching Keaton Thompson make a nice little move on Hallett and getting to the outside. That's just one-on-one. He makes a miss, picks up the first down. Woo.
7 completions in a row for Brennan Armstrong on the drive. Taulapapa is the offset back. Just under a minute to go.
Pittsburgh takes its first time out of the half. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
Pitt calls the timeout on first and goal.
Well, coming into this game, we didn't know. Would he go, would he not go? And I'll tell you this, he's going, and he's going well. Brennan Armstrong throwing the football just in his zone right now. I didn't expect for him to have this much zip on his throws, but man, this offense looks totally different with him being out there. 22 of 28, 241 yards. And yes, he's had a couple weeks to get better after seeing him go out against BYU. But you can see just the confidence that this offense has when Brennan Armstrong's quarterbacking. It seems like everybody's touched the football, but there's a calmness over the offense when number 5's out there for Virginia.
Boy, these two guys we're watching, Sam Hartman, Sam Howell, Malik Cunningham,
Yeah.
DJ Uyunglele, all kinds of good quarterbacks around the conference in the ACC. And here comes Brennan Armstrong in Virginia. Into the end zone, caught, touchdown, Jelani Woods. Second TD throw for Brennan. That's good for 7 yards.
Sometimes you just got to be a copycat. Repeat plays show up in critical moments. This is just a repeat play. Remember, they ran this play a couple plays earlier, but that was number 86, Malachi Fields. They ran this same route when Jelani Woods comes back into the game, who was banged up for a couple plays, but an outstanding route, and the patience and the timing of Brennan Armstrong, the quarterback, to stand in there, allow the route to develop, and deliver a strike.
Extra point is good. And 24-21, final minute of this first half tonight in Pittsburgh.
You talked about a drive. We talked about it, right? That was a drive where you needed points, whether it was a 3, whether it was 7, but you needed points because you didn't want to give the ball back to Pitt, who will start the second half with the football. So an outstanding job by Armstrong and that offense driving down and getting 7.
Yeah, completed 8 in a row to finish off that drive. 9 plays, 75 yards in under 2 minutes. We talked about that O-line, Haskins and Nelson. Oluwatimi, Glazer, Swoboda, they have done a good job keeping their quarterback in this game.
But here we go. We know what happened on the last kickoff.
98 yards. What was it? Izzy
to the hizzy.
There you go.
So now not only do you hold your breath on the kickoff, but then you also give Kenny Pickett a couple of timeouts and some time to maybe get down the field and get some points right before the half.
Interesting, that first timeout was called with the clock stopped, and so they only have 2 left. 52 seconds. Would imagine they'll take, well, I would say Izzy usually would take the fair catch here and not waste any time on the clock, but after that last return, maybe not. And it'll be out of his hands. All right, 75 yards to go, 52 seconds. Hey, this season, along with their contributions to the university's general scholarship funds, for every field goal and extra point made, Allstate will also be donating to the American Red Cross to help with disaster relief efforts. Thank you, Allstate. And thank you to these 2 offenses that are making sure we got a lot of kicks. Put money in the kitty. 24-21. They both average over 500 yards a game and over 35 points a game. And Pickett and Armstrong not disappointing, all the pro scouts on him. Jared Wayne with the catch for short yardage, gain of 5.
Positive play to start the drive. Now push the ball down the field a little bit. Needed probably about 25, 30 yards.
Pickett to the edge, catch is made, and falling out of bounds to stop the clock with the first down for the Panthers is Trey Tipton.
Virginia's in their prevent defense. They're just playing cover 2 high. So all the underneath routes are going to be available. So Kenny Pickett has his opportunity to go underneath for some catch and runs.
Underneath to Wayne. The Cavs kept him in bounds, so Pitt will have to call another timeout here. Gain of 6.
Yeah, that big tackle there by Elliott Brown, number 4. That tackle, you tackle him in bounds, and you forces Pitt to have to use a timeout. And that's probably what Nick Howell, the defensive coordinator for Virginia, is telling his guys. Let's just tackle them in bounds, fellas. Make them use their timeouts. And then again, on the opposite side, if you're Pitt, it's going to be the catch and run elements. Virginia's playing their secondary really deep. They're not going to give up the big play. So you need to find something that can get sort of a catch and run to the open field and allow maybe a Jordan Addison to pick up maybe 15 or 20 on an underneath throw.
Number 43, second down, 4.
Pickett, pressure coming. Deep downfield, up for grabs, the 50-50 ball. Tipped, Cone King was up there with it. So was Jared Wayne, and Virginia comes down with the football.
And that's just a bad decision there by Kenny Pickett.
Anthony Johnson with the interception.
On the field is an interception by the defense.
That is a poor decision there by the quarterback, because that's the defense that Virginia was playing. They want you to throw the deep pass because they've got 2 safeties back there. So they're just going to sit back and watch the quarterback's eyes. There was no way that you're going to complete a deep pass with the coverage that Virginia was playing. But Kenny Pickett got a little greedy. He forces a throw that just was not there. And not only did he pay for it by throwing it, taking a hit, he also get an interception and cost them an opportunity for points to end the half.
Just his 5th interception of the season. But the takeaway for Anthony Johnson. And that will end the Pitt drive. Is Armstrong going to give it a heave downfield here? A couple of timeouts left for Virginia. And they'll run it. Big opening for Mike Hollins. Puts his head down, gets the first down. I'll spot him out at the 38-yard line. 4 seconds left. Gain of 13.
Virginia calls timeout. So then maybe they do take a look at trying to get the ball down the field.
Going on the field is a first down. Virginia takes its 2nd time out of the half.
Hey, coming up at 7:30 Eastern over on the ACC Network, the day is capped off with A couple more teams trying to become bowl eligible. Virginia Tech and Miami, both at 5-5 right now. If you don't have ACC Net, go to getaccn.com for instant access. Virginia Tech next up for the Cavaliers next week. Of course, they're looking for a new head coach. Been a lot of rumors swirling around Miami as well. They're looking for a new athletic director.
Well, I know a lot of coaches don't like it, right? They don't like seeing other coaches fired at this point in the season, but this is the rule with the NCAA, allowing for the early signing period. You're going to get a ton of head coaches, you know, being let go before this initial signing period for recruiting.
2 more this week with Justin Fuente and Jimmy Lake at Washington. One last heave. Armstrong will throw it underneath to Dontavian Wicks. Makes the catch, gets out of bounds. There are zeros on the clock. The officials consulting after a 9-yard gain.
I think they may put 1 more second on the clock.
Please reset the game clock to 1 second. 0-1. Please reset the game clock to 1 second. The game clock will start on the snap.
Yeah, you can watch it. He caught the football and was out of bounds with 1 second left. That toe is out of bounds, or that foot is out of bounds with 1 second left on the clock. So good job by the officials of conferring and making the right call. Maybe we get 1 more heave to the end zone.
What a heady play by Wicks. Usually you're trying to keep your feet in bounds. He got 1 down and then made sure he got 1 out of bounds. And here it is to end the half. Armstrong stepping up in the pocket. A throw that will reach the edge of the goal line. And who comes down with it? It is Phil Campbell for the touchback. With the interception in the end zone for the Panthers, and it's a 3-point game into the break.
Well, you're always taught to knock it down, knock it down. Guys are trying to catch it. That almost falls into the arms of a Virginia Cavalier. Crisis averted.
24-21, Pitt with the lead over Virginia. Let's send it to Kevin Connors and Trevor Matich for the Geico halftime report. Welcome back to the ACC on ESPN as they get set to light up Pittsburgh tonight for the holiday season. On the other side of the Fort Duquesne Bridge, here's what's at stake. If Pitt wins, they win the Coastal Division. They're off to the ACC Championship Game. If Virginia wins, and then they beat Virginia Tech next weekend, they will be the Coastal Division rep in the ACC Championship Game. (24-21). Pittsburgh set to receive the opening kick of this second half. Kenny Pickett and Brennan Armstrong have been fabulous. The 2 quarterbacks in this year of the QB in the ACC. This highly anticipated matchup. And they have not disappointed. Beth Mullins along with Kirk Morrison and Dawn Davenport. And these guys have been terrific. Kenny Pickett and Brennan Armstrong showing off a bit tonight.
Yeah, they're proving why they're, I think, 2 of the better quarterbacks in all of the ACC. And honestly, it starts with their protection. No one's talking enough about the protection today. They gave Kenny Pickett all kind of time to throw the football. But on the other side, Brennan Armstrong coming in. We know he's coming off the injury, protecting him up front. It's been max protection. It's been regular protection. And you give him enough time, he throws some darts. We saw that one for a touchdown. Outstanding job by these offensive lines.
And that's pocket protection brought to you by Nationwide. Izzy Abanikanda with the carry, Elliott Brown with the tackle. Izzy had that huge special teams play, 98-yard kick return for a touchdown. The first for Pittsburgh in 8 years. He'll open up this second half at tailback. We've seen Izzy and Vincent Davis. Rodney Hammond briefly, and the pass is picked off. The takeaway for Virginia. Back inside the 15, the cutback. Joey Blunt down to the 11-yard line. 34 yards on the return off of the interception.
Well, it's really about the reroute. Watch number 1, Nick Grant. He gets an outstanding reroute on the outside, and then Joey Blunt just watches the eyes of Kenny Pickett. Pickett's eyes takes Blunt to the court, takes Blunt to the throw, but it was more so Shockey Jacques Louis was where the ball was going, and a little extracurricular after the play on top of Kenny Pickett there.
That was Nick Jackson. What was going on there?
Well, you kind of rubbing it in the face of the quarterback. He just threw an interception, and now you keep him on the ground. Possibly could have been a penalty.
Armstrong with the handoff to Hollins. He'll bull his way down to the 7-yard line. Mike has a 2-yard touchdown run already on the resume tonight.
I think going back to that interception, though, number 18, Shockey Jacques Louis, the wide receiver, hasn't really been used a lot today. Got rerouted to the outside, threw him off the route, which allowed Joey Blunt, 29, to come in for the interception.
Keaton Thompson now in to run the Wildcat here. Armstrong lines up at receiver to the left, and they tried the jump pass, and it's incomplete, looking for Grant Mish. So the Cavs try and get a little cute here down by the goal line.
Yeah, they sure did, and they messed up. And because that was one in which Keaton Thompson usually is the runner. And I don't know, why do I take Brennan Armstrong out in that situation?
Why do you take it out of his hands, right?
I don't. He's been making plays all game long. I don't take it out. Third down now here for Virginia.
Four-man rush. Armstrong stepping up in the pocket. Down he goes. He's sacked for the 3rd time today, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, that's
Deslin Alexander got to him.
Yeah, it's effort. You mentioned his name, Deslin Alexander. Watch the left side, the left end. He just fights. He works. And this is a sack of showing relentlessness of Deslin Alexander. He wasn't there initially, but he kept fighting. And once Armstrong stepped up, Alexander converged with the big sack.
Boy, that could be a big win for the Pitt defense to hold them to an attempt at 3 here, the 30-yard field goal. And that strange play call on 2nd down for Virginia. And now are they forced to call the timeout?
Virginia takes its first time out of the half. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
You see the frustration on Bronco Mendenhall. Elliott Brown went running out onto the field way late. And then they started counting guys.
Yeah, but you need the points. And we know 5 yards can change the trajectory of a kick. And you don't want that. So you waste a timeout now to get the 3 points. But again, it's a sequence of events. Those last couple plays, you mentioned the 2nd down play. Why take the ball out of Brennan Armstrong's hands, and then on 3rd down, the sack, and then having to call a timeout on the 4th down kick. Just a strange last couple plays for Virginia.
Boy, after you grabbed a little bit of momentum there with the interception to open up the half, the 2nd of Kenny Pickett today, and now Brendan Farrell. And the 30-yarder is good. Let's check in with Don Davenport.
Well, hey, Beth, I know we just saw a frustrated Bronco Mendenhall, but when I talked to him at halftime, he was actually a pretty pleased head coach, especially with what his defense, he said, was able to do in that first half. He said you take away that long kick return, and then they basically gave up only about 14 points, emphasized they needed to continue to tackle well this half. He said his quarterback has been absolutely great, was pleased with the protection probably up until that drive just there, getting exactly what he expected to get. Now, guys, for Pitt, defensively, Coach Narduzzi said the loss of Servassier Dennis to targeting early in that first quarter, that affected that side big time. He's their leader. He's their best player. He's their vocal guy. They have got to figure out how to make it work without him.
Yeah, Dennis ejected on the very first series of the game with the targeting foul.
Yeah, and you can see that it did. It hurt the communication in the back end. His backup came in, Brandon George, gave up a couple plays. And so in this second half, do we see more 2 linebacker looks without Brandon George? More 36 Chase Pine, and also number 24 Phil Campbell, who's made a couple plays for this defense already.
Vincent Davis is the deep man here for Pitt. Davis will watch that one go into the end zone. We've talked about the record-setting seasons for both these quarterbacks. They continue in the game tonight. Kenny Pickett, a man on a mission with the Panthers, and a new single-season school record, 3,689 pass yards. Rod Rutherford held the record since 2003.
Yeah, it's just a guy who bet on himself and coming back for his senior season. This is one of the reasons why to have one of the most prolific seasons for a quarterback in Pitt history.
His 2 passing touchdowns now leaves him 3 shy of the single-season mark. He's going for one here. Incomplete, just overthrew Addison. Anthony Johnson had the coverage.
Just on the outside, just a quick little double move. And he got the separation that he needed. He just overshot Addison. Right call, right setup, everything correct, but just misfired.
Second and 10, Davis runs it out to the 28. Gain of 3, and it's 3rd down.
Big 3rd down here, and one thing that we can say is that Virginia's defense has definitely been aggressive. They found a way to get to Pickett in these long down and distances. And here again, can the protection hold up for Kenny Pickett? We've seen his last couple throws, a couple of errant throws, the interception, and we saw another interception before in the first half.
Pickett under duress, steps up, incomplete. More pressure coming, this time from Noah Taylor, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, this time they brought an extra guy. They brought 5, Virginia did. So not only do you have the edge pressure coming all the way around the hump, but watch the interior pressure. Right there, number 4, Elliott Brown in the middle. He's pushing the center back. There's just nowhere for Kenny Pickett to step up. And I think that's what he's discussing with his offensive coordinator, Mark Whipple, there. That, hey, I just had nowhere to go. I'm just trying to find a little time to get the ball off.
Billy Kemp back deep. Christodoulou punts it from inside his own 20. And a wobbler with a flag down as the fair catch is made after the 48-yard punt. The official went over and started talking with the Virginia players.
That's an interesting one. I haven't seen that call in a long time. Is that an ineligible, not ineligible player downfield? I think we all are just as confused as the official.
Well, they pointed at Pittsburgh, and then they were talking to Pat Narduzzi, who's saying, take the penalty.
Right.
So there's some confusion down there on the field.
I think the fans are just as confused as well. That participation possibly, or no? I don't believe so.
Equipment violation on the receiving team. 2 number 3s participated during the down. Penalties declined. The 1st down. Timeout.
Jordan Addison and Khalil Anderson, the 2 number 3s out there illegally. Back in a moment.
Season. Welcome home.
And welcome back to Heinz Field here in Pittsburgh. If the Panthers win, they are the Coastal Champs and headed to the ACC Championship Game. But if Virginia wins, they can go with a victory next weekend against Virginia Tech. And the flag here against the Cavaliers, all even at 24.
False start. Offense, number 55. It's a 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Both quarterbacks have been stellar. Neither team has been all that interested in running the football tonight, Kirk.
No, it's about the quarterbacks.
They are the last two Coastal Division champions. Last year there were no divisions, and down goes Armstrong. Fourth sack of the ball game for the Panthers. Second in a row for Alexander.
Yeah, and Deslin Alexander, watch the up top. He just a bull rush on Bobby Haskins, sees the quarterback and just mauls him. That's a power rush with speed and then finish by Alexander.
So the penalty followed by a loss of 9. Virginia headed the wrong way. Armstrong dropped. Looked like Thompson got a little alligator armish on that crossing route, and it's 3rd down and long.
I want to say the official had something to do with that. The umpire was right there. The ball was thrown, and I don't know if Thompson may have thought the umpire was a defender that could have hit him, but you mentioned it, those short arms, didn't want to get into the fire. I said it's always hot in the kitchen over there.
Yes, and now the student section right behind the quarterback making noise.
Illegal motion, offense number 99. Moving forward at the snap, the penalties decline. It'll be 3rd down.
Armstrong steps up and he's caught again, taken down inside the 10-yard line. And a big statement by the Panther defense with a pair of sacks.
Yeah, it's a statement, all right, because it's 3rd and 24, and anybody else is probably playing zone. They're only rushing 3. Pitt decides to bring 6, and there's just not enough to block. There was 6 guys that came up, and that time at the end, everybody got a little celebration there. You get excited, John Morgan, number 6, when you get everybody teaming up to make a play on 3rd down.
That's his 2nd sack. And the punt now from the end zone. And it's a shank, and it's short. Takes a couple of good hops for Virginia. And trickles out across midfield. That could have been a lot worse for the Cavs. But a shorter field for Pickett and company to work with. All tied. 4.5 minutes gone here in the second half.
Talk about a lucky bounce. Everything bounced and kept going and going.
Got about 20 yards on the back end of that. 47 yards on the punt it ends up being. So here comes Pickett now. A couple of touchdowns, but also a couple of picks. He came into this game with only 4 on the season.
I wouldn't be surprised if he took a shot down the field.
Wayne in motion. He'll run it with Hammond, big hole up the middle. Down inside the 45 to the 42. And a run of 13.
Oh, nice blocking up front. Marcus Minor, the guard, had a nice little block in there as well. And the true freshman, Hammond, just finding a crease.
Quick tempo. Madison on the edge. Inside the 40. And for Jordan, his 8th catch on 11 targets. He's got a couple of touchdown catches, 11 yards and 18 yards. Not wasting a whole lot of time again through snap. Hammond getting some work done here in the 3rd. He'll gain 9 more.
Again, another great block by number 55, the left guard, Marcus Minor. Again, just sealing his guy down. And another great run.
More of Hammond, and he'll get the 1st down.
Oh, take a look at their spot. I think they may get him just a half a football length short. From my vantage point, it looks like they just may be
they did spot him short.
Yeah, just about a half a football short. So this is a 4th down situation here for Pitt.
So 4th and 1 for the Panthers. Davis will be out there at tailback as Pickett returns to the huddle. Pickett, deep drop, throws it down the middle. Addison is out there, and he's got the catch inside the 5. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Third of the night for Jordan Addison, this one from 34.
That's nothing but faith. That's nothing but faith and belief in a fifth-year senior on 4th and less than 1. You drop back and pass and throw that football and let it drop into the arms of Jordan Addison. You got to have a lot of confidence in a quarterback like Kenny Pickett on 4th and 1 that he's going to make the right play, make the right decision, and that decision results in a touchdown for Pitt.
5 plays, 55 yards for the quick strike.
It's never a doubt with Kenny Pickett. Throw it up, Addison grab it for a touchdown.
Championship, time to spin that wheel. It's been round and round the last 7 years. Everybody has won it once, including Carolina, and then the Hokies in 2016, followed by Miami, and the last 2 years are 2 teams tonight, Pitt and then Virginia. 7 different teams in 7 different years, and all 7 of those lost to the Atlantic Division champ in the ACC Championship Game. If Pitt wins today, they go back. If Virginia wins today, they would need to beat Virginia Tech next week, and they would represent the Coastal. The Atlantic still up in the air, courtesy of Clemson's win over Wake Forest, their first ACC loss today. Wake can still go with a win at BC next week. Otherwise, it's Clemson or NC State, or last check, the Pack were beating Syracuse tonight. The Orange will host Pitt in the regular season finale next week.
But I think the way that Virginia talked about it this week was that this is for the Coastal. They'll worry about next week when it gets here as the state championship for Virginia, but they take care of business today for the Coastal Division.
Armstrong has a man deep downfield and into Pitt territory to Rashawn Henry.
Nice throw. Brennan Armstrong just stands in there, play fake, nobody around. Talked about the protection again. There's just nobody around and enough time to scan the defense and make a nice little throw to the outside to Henry.
Good for 32 yards. Brennan now 11 yards shy of another 300-yard passing game. Armstrong incomplete, looking outside. What was it they were telling us this week? Win the Coastal today, win the state championship next week.
Versus Virginia Tech.
Win the conference championship the week after that, and then win the bowl championship wherever they are off to.
It's been a playoff mindset, and I think that's the way that you explain it to your players. Like, each game means something, and they know what today means. If they beat Pitt, gives them an opportunity for next week versus Virginia Tech.
Thompson down to the 35, a rivalry that has been one-sided in the Hokies' favor over the last 20 years, although Virginia did win in 2019. One of just 2 wins over the Hokies this century. 3rd down coming up here.
The way that Virginia's defense is playing, I wouldn't be surprised if this is 4-down territory if they're not able to pick it up here on 3rd down.
Armstrong gives to Darrington. He's got it. 1st down Cavs. Gain of 4.
Yeah, that 3rd down call, running it with Darrington, also told me the same thing. That if they didn't pick it up there on 3rd down, they were going to go for it on 4th down. But a good push by the offensive line. And 6'9", 5'9", 215-pound Darrington leans forward for a 1st down.
Armstrong on 1st down. Wicks has it inside the 15. Another catch for a 1st down for Dontavian. Picks up 19 more.
It's not like he's throwing a laser, not like he's throwing fastballs. But Brennan Armstrong has been able to stand in there, and he throws to an area and you can see all the Pitt defenders that are around, but yet the window that Armstrong is able to get it into to Wicks just shows you the timing and the chemistry that Wicks and Armstrong have.
He goes over 300 yards passing, and Wicks goes over 100 yards receiving. Armstrong goes under center,
False
and
start.
a flag, and they moved.
False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So you do something that you're not comfortable in doing all the time. This is a shotgun team.
Second time
Yeah.
in the red zone this quarter.
Think about it. You're a shotgun team, and you try to go under center, and you're trying to hurry up and speed things up. You're trying to catch the defense off guard a little bit, and it costs you 5 yards again.
Third false start of the night for the Cavs. Free play here for Virginia, incomplete. Baldonado got to jump on everybody. But they blew the play dead.
Offside. Defense, number 87. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Second offside on Pitt.
This time Pitt gives it right back. So now we're back at 1st and 10.
Armstrong looking left. Woods, the tight end, with the catch inside the 10. And on a night where he has broken the single season passing touchdown record of Matt Schaub, Brennan Armstrong is looking for another one. Gains 5 there.
And if you're Pitt, you're trying to figure out who is the guy that you want to stop. Who do you want to bring more attention to? Is it Woods? Is it Wicks? Is it Thompson? That's the difficulty in trying to stop this Virginia defense, is that they throw the ball to everyone that you just can't keep a beat on it.
Thompson's in the backfield. He'll get the call, and he gets the outside, and Keaton Thompson is in. A rushing touchdown to match his receiving touchdown from earlier from 8 yards out. Then Rashawn Henry held the edge for him.
Yeah, you saw it. Rashawn Henry, that's the one that we saw. Number 2 on the outside. Watch the block from Henry. He's on the outside. He comes right in, seals that edge. Oh, you get the block. And then Keaton Thompson's able to waltz into the end zone. Great blocking up front. Henry delivering a shot. And then Thompson races to the end zone.
Rashawn's going to like that one in film study tomorrow. Extra point is good. 7 plays, 75 yards to even it up at 31 apiece. Got a good one brewing. Cavs and Panthers toe-to-toe. Gorgeous night here in Pittsburgh, lighting up the night. The skyline across the river, and a 31-31 game, 5:06 to go in the third quarter. Beth Mullins, Kirk Morrison, Dawn Davenport with you. Chance to clear up the Coastal Division chaos today if Pittsburgh wins. But if it's Virginia, then the chaos reigns for at least another week before we can figure out who's in the ACC Championship Game. Taco Bell welcomes you to the Live Más Student Section of the Year contest. Use hashtag StudentSectionSauce to get the committee's attention, and go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell to see how your school can compete. Been making some noise to try and disrupt the Virginia offense. Brennan Armstrong, though, 313 yards passing, a couple of touchdowns. Kenny Pickett, 210 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, all to Jordan Addison. Both sides already with a 100-yard receiver. Vincent Davis trying to churn out something on the ground. Neither side is threatening the 100-yard mark just yet. Gain of 9 there. More of Davis. Finds a seam through the left side of the line and out to the 45-yard line. he has taken over for Izzy in this second half.
Well, he's got the hot hand, and you're going to keep giving the ball to the guy with the hot hand. So it's going to be a lot of 22, Vincent Davis, and also we saw Rodney Hammond, the true freshman, come in as well. Maybe these two backs down the stretch.
Davis averaging 8 yards a carry. Pickett looking, rolling, tosses it backhanded out of play.
Smart play by Pickett, just throwing the ball away, get it out. And this is some of the things that I talked about watching him all week. Sort of his growth and experience, things at the next level. It goes down as an incompletion, but we know that gets you to the next down without trying to force something that just was not there.
The draw, Davis, another big hole. He's got a first down inside the 40, shoved out of bounds.
Watch number 55, Marcus Minor, the left guard. He seals the inside, and he just gives Davis daylight, and he gets to the outside. Nice job on the delayed draw, getting everybody upfield and running right behind him.
Vincent runs for 20 more as flags fly at the snap.
False start. Offense, number 68. It's a 5-yard penalty, first down.
Blake Zubovic. Guilty party there. Been starting for Jake Cradle, Owen Drexel, Marcus Minor, Carter Warren, Gabe Hoy up front, as well as Matt Gonzalez.
Maximum to the 40.
Pickett, pressure coming, drops it off underneath. And crossing route. Jacques Louis, nice spin for a first down and into the red zone for the Panthers.
Nice catch and run element here by Jacques Louis. Comes from the right side of the screen, catches it in the middle, and he gets a block from his receiver, Jordan Addison, on the outside. Nice job by the receivers, working well in tandem. You get the block, pick up a little extra yards for the Pitt offense.
Again, underneath Jacques Louis, and he's got another first down, and it's 1st and goal, Panthers in a gain of 12.
Well, if it works well the first time, why not do the same thing? But what did you do? You flipped the formation. They ran the same play. They just did it out of a different formation.
Pickett on the rollout, the boot for Kenny, looking downfield. Nothing doing, good coverage in the end zone by the Cavs. 2nd and goal.
Nice job plastering the wide receivers. Plaster, once the quarterback gets out of the pocket, once he moves out of that tackle box, anybody in your area, you just cover him. I don't care, you cover him, and you allow the D-line to get after the quarterback, but you plaster the guy in your zone.
Addison in motion. He's on the receiving end here with a block in front. And Addison taken down at the 6. That was Darius Bratton able to hold the edge there.
Yeah, a little combo there. You mentioned Bratton. Also give a nod to Joey Blunt, the safety on the outside, number 29. He holds the outside. See 29? He comes up and he's outside. So he's saying that, Addison, you're not going to be able to get outside. So you've got to go back inside, but that's where the help is. And Bratton was right there for the stop.
10th catch for Jordan there. But now it's 3rd down and goal.
He's got one-on-one up top with Addison.
Pickett still looking and has to throw it away, and it's 4th down. They've done a better job defensively on Kenny Pickett here in this 3rd quarter. And the Panthers will have to settle for the field goal try.
It's a nice job there, but they didn't run the ball not once down there, right? Think about what started this drive. Was them running the football a couple times with Vincent Davis. They get to the red zone, no runs, and now you're forced to kick a 3.
Scarton good from 36 earlier. This a 23-yard attempt. And he's got it. The Panthers are back in front, 34-31, 1:46 to go here in the 3rd.
3 consecutive pass plays down there. And the run is what set those pass plays up. So you had the underneath throws. Remember we saw Jacques Louis, he had a couple of underneath throws, but I felt maybe running the football can now force Virginia to have to play the run. When you're going to be one-dimensional down there, you fall into what Virginia wants you to do defensively. They just say, hey, okay, cool. We'll just stay back and tackle anything in front of us.
10 plays, they covered 70 yards, had to settle for the 3. As we check out the numbers on Armstrong and Pickett, they've combined for 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and over 500 yards through the air.
Yeah, this is the matchup that you sort of expected once you heard that Armstrong was going to play. That these are the 2 top quarterbacks, along with Sam Hartman at Wake Forest. I mean, these 3 guys have really changed the ACC this year in a conference that has been filled with quarterbacks. A lot of guys with high expectations, but these 3 have really, they've risen this season.
Still a terrific slate of games coming up on ESPN and ABC. Showdown out in Pac-12 country prime time tonight. Number 3 Oregon trying to stay in that playoff race, and number 23 Utah. The winner of that game gets a bid to the Pac-12 Championship Game. Also tonight, Auburn at South Carolina on ESPN. Bo Nix done for the season for the Tigers. South Carolina trying to become bowl eligible.
Virginia at the 25.
Armstrong will get things started here from their own 25. And a run for 4 yards for Taulapapa.
21, Taulapapa. 4-yard pickup.
Think about the drive earlier for Virginia. You had penalties, you had mistakes, and now you see they want to start off running the football early on, kind of get this Pittsburgh defense on its heels a little bit, forcing them now to have to substitute as Virginia goes through their different personnel groupings, trying to find the right matchup.
Jonathan Leach out there at right tackle. Armstrong and a miscue with Jacob Rodriguez. They were trying to set up a little screen.
Well, I'll tell you this, they got away with a hold. That's what I think Armstrong is a little upset about, is that Bondi Baldonado, he got away with a little hold there on his intended receiver, and the officials didn't call it.
Noise coming on 3rd down.
Dontavian Wicks in the slot.
50% tonight on 3rd downs, and flags fly. More movement.
False start. Offense, number 98. It's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's their 4th false start.
And that's just on the outside. The wide receivers just lining up. And actually it was Jacob Rodriguez, 98. And he just flinched there. And again, another penalty pushing the Cavaliers back.
They need the 35 for a 1st down. Pressure coming, Armstrong passes away. Nice grab by Thompson, but it'll be short. They got 7, and it's 4th down.
Great hands by Thompson to hold on to this football. But it was the pressure again that got to Armstrong. 3rd and long has been blitz and gone for Pittsburgh. They bring 6 guys. And Armstrong takes a hit at the end. And there's just no time to throw. There's no room for him to scan the defense. Good job by the Pitt Panthers defense bringing the house.
Jacob Finn set to boot. 30 punts this year of better than 50 yards for Jacob, with Addison back around his own 25. And flags fly. There was a collision on the receiving end of this. And it appeared that somebody ran into Addison. Is it Nick Grant?
See what the officials call here, because you had one guy blocking and another guy who was engaged near where Addison was trying to receive the football. So I think that's what the officials are talking about, is that was this catch interference, or it looks like Marquez Williams actually dragged, it looks like Nick Grant. That distracted Addison, who still recovers the football.
And it would appear that Williams is the only guy that actually hit Addison.
So I think that's what the officials are conferring with each other.
There is no foul on the play for kick catch interference. Holding the receiving team, number 14.
Yep.
Yeah.
A penalty being forced at the end of the kick. It'll be first down for Pitt.
Yeah, you're right, Kirk. Holding for grabbing Grant and pulling him with him.
Yeah, Mr. Williams, we saw him smiling a little bit earlier. I don't think he's smiling on that one. That's got to let him go. And that hold right there now backs up Pitt on their side of the field.
They're standing with the football around the 32-yard line. And here comes the mark-off. Back to the 22. First and 10, Panthers with the 3-point lead. Final seconds of this third quarter. Setting up for the direct snap here. Pickett goes wide to the top of your screen. The direct snap to Davis. Maybe got a yard. And I don't even know if they're going to give him that.
No, I did fool Wes Weeks. Wes Weeks, the Buck linebacker for Virginia. He saw Pickett on the outside. He said, you're not going to fool me. You're coming right up the middle.
End of the third quarter at Heinz Field. Coastal Division Championship on the line for the Pitt Panthers. They'll take that 3-point lead, courtesy of number 3, into the fourth quarter. This week about getting back to the national stage. Well, Pitt can reach that ACC Championship game if they win this fourth quarter, up 3 over Virginia, 15 minutes to go. If the Cavs come back for the win, they could beat Virginia Tech next week, and they would go to the ACC Championship game. A big 15 minutes to the finish, and a gain of 13 to start things off for Kenny Pickett to Jordan Addison.
Yeah, you need 2 guys to be big, and that's going to be Kenny Pickett and Jordan Addison. This is your fourth quarter for these 2 guys if you want to win the Coastal.
They'll run it with Hammond. They'll pick up 4. Vincent Davis has been their leading rusher tonight, 9 carries, 76 yards. We have not seen much of Izzy Abanikanda at all in this second half. Pickett slings it across midfield, and it's caught. Addison with his 12th catch, over 120 yards. He's got 11 more there.
It's your got to have it. It's how do you win a Coastal Championship? It's Pickett to Addison. That has to be the combo in this fourth quarter.
They've hooked up for 3 touchdowns. Back to Hammond. Good second effort. Pushes down inside the 45.
And the true freshman, Rodney Hammond, 5'9", 175, keeping those legs moving. Getting his opportunity here in crunch time.
They don't want to give this Virginia defense a chance to catch their breath. First down carry inside the 40 and a gain of 4 more.
You see the trust in Hammond. I mean, this is the fourth quarter of what could be a chance to go to the ACC Championship game. And you're handing the ball off to a true freshman. That's confidence.
He was huge in the fourth quarter against Clemson. 11 carries, 66 yards. 100-yard rushing game against UNH. Hammond to the outside and shoved into the Pitt sideline.
And I like this drive again for Pitt. It's been running the football, now converting on some situations to Addison. But I think running the football also settles down, like you mentioned, keeps the Virginia
Do
offense.
they learn from the last possession where they stopped running it down inside the red zone and had to settle for 3?
Well, as long as Kenny Pickett is taking the snaps from center, I'm okay with that. No more Wildcat plays, lining him up outside. These quarterbacks, they need to take every snap. 21 rushing yards on this drive alone by Hammond.
Pickett will run with it. Down to the 30. Looks like he's going to be a yard short, 3rd and short.
Slowing the game down, right? Everything was speed, up tempo, line up.
Ooh, Kenny limping a little bit coming off of that collision.
I think he'll be okay. He's a gamer. Remember, he also comes off the side, gets the play, and runs back in. So this is also slowing the game down a little bit. We just talked about it, keeping Virginia's offense on the sideline. 7 would be huge for Pitt.
Trying to clinch a berth in the championship game on senior day, his last collegiate game here in front of the home fans. And they're going to call a timeout, and I'm not sure if this isn't to give Pickett a chance to collect himself a little bit.
Pitt takes its first time out of the half.
After he limped out of that last run to the left side. Back in a moment.
The last play for Pittsburgh on the 2nd and 5. Take a look here, number 6, Nick Jackson, the linebacker, tackling Kenny Pickett, and at the end you can just see him kind of rolling up on that ankle, and Pickett gets up a little gingerly. Pittsburgh calls timeout, but he stays in the game here for a 3rd and short.
3rd and 1. Pickett, pressure off the edge, and it's batted down, incomplete. West Weeks tipped it. Joey Blunt was coming off the other side. And Pickett stays down on his back.
Wow. Nice job by Blunt coming off the edge.
Going on the field is an incomplete pass.
Wow.
Timeout for an injury player on
4th
the
down
field.
coming up for Pittsburgh. Pickett under pressure. Slipped and fell down on the play. Back in a moment.
And college football is brought to you by Pizza Hut. Order today at pizzahut.com.
Kenny Pickett came off the field and has gone into the tent. So Nick Patty will come on for the first time tonight with a 4th and 1. They will pass on the 48-yard field goal attempt. And the backup QB is in. Patty rolls out, throws it downfield, incomplete in the flag. Intended for Jared Wayne, and Cone King grabbed onto him.
Yeah, you got a bunch of pressure on him, and that ball just goes
Pass
in the air.
interference. Defense number 9. 15-yard penalty automatic. First down.
And it was really not needed by Cone King. That ball looked like it was going to sail over the head of Jared Wayne. So it's a costly penalty on Virginia. Fortunate
Surprised
for
they had the
Pittsburgh.
backup throw there instead of trying to run for it.
Yeah, very surprised. And if the ball was going to Addison, you kind of understand, hey, you're a big-time player making a play, but the guy comes in, takes one snap, and he's throwing it deep to Jared Wayne. I mean, that's...
They draw the
That's a head
penalty,
scratcher.
and Patty will stay in the game here. 1st and 10 from the 15, and some confusion. Both sides sending some substitutes in. Daniel Carter is in at running back for the first time tonight. The give here is to Hammond following the fullback. Maybe picked up a yard. Let's revisit the Kenny Pickett injury as he comes out of the tent on the Pitt sideline.
Yeah, just on a 3rd down call. Great job by Blunt forcing Pickett to go back, and I don't know if it was the knee or the ankle, but he did fall awkwardly on that play.
Trying to work it off. Virginia also lost Mandy Alonso on that play. He went off to the sideline. Will run it again into the 10 and hit hard. Is Hammond, and an offensive lineman injured on the play after a gain of 4. Kenny Pickett is now throwing some passes on the sideline, trying to get back into this game. Back in a moment. He's got a new center, Blake Zubovic, replacing the injured Owen Drexel. With a 3rd and 4 coming up for the Panthers, ball on the Virginia 10-yard line. Rodney Hammond in at tailback, 7 carries, 38 yards on this drive. Here comes the 12th play. They have covered over 4.5 minutes. Pickett's pass batted down, incomplete, and it's 4th down. West Weeks, that's the 2nd one he's gotten.
Yeah, he's made a couple plays on this drive, and one of the things that you're seeing is the pressure from the outside. They're going to continue to blitz off the edge and put pressure in the face of Pickett, and you see the mobility to the outside just not there for Kenny Pickett. I think you're going to see much more of that the rest of this game, seeing how well Kenny Pickett can move in the pocket.
Sam Scarton 2 for 2, this one from 28 yards. Try and make this a 6-point lead. Kick is good, but it appears that Virginia jumped offsides.
That should be a 1st down for Pitt.
Offside defense. That 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
They'll take those 3 points back, and drive is still alive for 7.
And you just ask, how? How does that happen? Especially right by a defender who's next to the football. You move when the football moves. And you can see Marco Mendenhall. Yeah, that's an upset coach.
Owen Drexel has returned at center. First and goal from the 5. Pickett will keep. Looks to the corner and incomplete. Intended for Jared Wayne, and we've got flags on the near side.
The ineligible receiver downfield.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the pass. Offense number 68. It's a 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Well, I guess they believe in Pickett enough to get him out on the edge. But this looks like what, maybe an RPO? Because you've got guys going downfield as if it's a run play. And yet it's a pass.
Nick Patty is in at quarterback, and Pickett will line up as a receiver wide left. So another trick play here in the red zone. Patty gets away from one man and throws it away. And boy, did they dodge one there. Elliott Brown should have had the sack. And some boos from the home folks here. Curious about the play call.
Yeah, I'm curious just as well. Patty has not been in the game all day long except for the previous set of downs. And now he's taking snaps from center, and your quarterback is lined up at wide receiver. I don't understand these last couple play calls in here. I've got a guy playing in his last home game in a Pitt jersey. I want him behind center, taking snaps, scanning the defense, making the right decision.
He sends Hammond in motion. Drops it off underneath. Addison down to the 1-yard line.
I expect that. Those are the plays that you expect. It's the quarterback under, right behind the center, takes a snap, and finding Addison. That's been your game changer. That's been your play all game long.
Career high 13th catch, 140 yards for Jordan. He's already got 3 touchdown grabs. 3rd and goal. Pickett, they'll try and run for it with Hammond right up the middle. And it's a touchdown. Cost costly special teams mistake keeps the drive alive for Pitt, and they cash it in.
Yeah, the offensive line, enough push, and we talked about Rodney Hammond, the true freshman, powering his way through for the touchdown. I think Virginia defensively probably sick to their stomach. 2 costly penalties. Remember the special teams penalty, but before that, the 15-yard pass interference penalty when Patty threw the deep ball that went over the head. So 2 costly penalties for Virginia results in the Pittsburgh touchdown.
15 plays, 78 yards, 5.5 minutes. And it's back up to a 10-point lead, 9:43 to go. As Pittsburgh inches closer to a Coastal Division crown.
Pickett back in the game. And I don't know if him going out of the pocket, moving him in the pocket, I think right now for the rest of this game, I love his decision making. I want him to keep the football and find the Addisons, find the Waynes, find the running backs. Those are the guys that I think are going to help you win this football game. Right now, getting him out of the pocket may not be the best idea, seeing him walk as gingerly as he did.
Let's check in with Dawn.
Hey guys, Brennan Armstrong has been all up and down that sideline, had plenty of time to do it, communicating with his teammates. We know this offense is different with him in charge, but it's that leadership too, and he spent quite a bit of time after the last possession.
Terrible. All right, let's check back in with Dawn.
All right, now you can hear me. Brennan Armstrong, guys, he's been up and down that sideline, communicating with his teammates. Had plenty of time to do it during that last possession. We know this offense is different with him in charge, but it's that leadership too, and I'm seeing it right now. He spent quite a bit of time after their last possession with his guys up front, that offensive line, encouraging them to get it done for one more quarter. This is their first possession this quarter.
Got a couple of touchdown passes, over 300 yards through the air for Brennan Armstrong. Heaves it for Wicks, and he's got it inside the 40-yard line with a defender draped all over him. Devonshire, 36 yards for Dontavian Wicks, his 10th catch.
Pass interference, defense number 12. Penalties decline. The result of the play is a completed pass, first down.
The concentration by Wicks. This dude is outstanding. And you mentioned a little bit earlier, why is he not on that Biletnikoff semifinalist? He's been making plays like this all season long. And in moments like this, when Brennan Armstrong needs a play, he throws one out to Wicks, and the concentration and focus for the big play.
Great battle going on with Wicks and Addison, the two standout receivers tonight. Armstrong, deep ball the other way, got a man on the run, caught for a touchdown. Rashawn Henry, and Virginia's right back in it. 39 yards on the strike. It's the third of the night for Armstrong.
Don just talked about the leadership of Brennan Armstrong, and he just showed it right there. 2 plays is all they needed. It's the confidence of a quarterback in the guys that he's throwing the football to, and Armstrong showed it right there. The confidence of throwing it up, Wicks making a play, and then finding Henry wide open for a touchdown.
30 of 40, 396 yards in his third touchdown pass. Extra point is good, and it's right back to a 3-point game. Let's get a studio update from Kevin.
Wait, did he say 500?
Yes.
Not 400, but 500, right?
Alabama putting up some numbers. Michigan thrashing Maryland tonight. Impressive wins for Ohio State and Notre Dame today.
500 yards. Wow. That's a lot.
And we've got a barn burner here in Pittsburgh, 41-38. Neither side willing to give an inch. Boot is away. Pittsburgh will get it at the 25. Brennan Armstrong, that new single season passing touchdown record, Matt Shaw back in 2002. And Armstrong takes care of that, even though he missed a game, and he's still got one more to go next week.
He missed a game plus, right? He went out in the BYU game, and you mentioned the Notre Dame game. He was out, and he comes in, and it's as if he never missed a game at all. I mean, literally from the beginning of the game, he's been on point. The chemistry between he and his receivers have been on full display.
And you gotta love the competitive fire as Davis carries for 8 between all the quarterbacks really in the ACC this year. And Kenny Pickett moved to the top quarterback spot for both Mel Kiper and Todd McShay this week. And you know, Brennan Armstrong wants to show the scouts what he can do as well. The Sams, Hartman and Howell. Malik Cunningham, good dual threat for Louisville.
You could throw in DJ Uyunglele. Yeah. You know, he's still a talent. And I think with Clemson winning today, keeping their shot at a conference championship alive, the quarterbacks in this conference have been outstanding for sure.
North Carolina State still in it. Syracuse, Sean Tucker, a new single season rushing record. Joe Morris set it, gotta be 40 years ago. 4-yard gain there. It's been all Davis and Hammond in this second half at running back. No Izzy Abanikanda. Although Izzy had the 98-yard kick return touchdown in the first half. Davis now hits the century mark. Gets a nice block for his quarterback, and Pickett steps down the sideline to get across midfield.
A little gingerly at the end. You can see he's got a little limp to his gait there, walking. But nice block on the outside again by the running back to free him up and give him an opportunity for a 3rd and short. No backs in the backfield.
3rd down and 2 for Pickett. Pressure coming right up the middle. He's in trouble. And they're going to get him again. Nick Jackson with the sack. He cleaned it up after West Weeks started it.
But before the play, the first thing I noticed was, where's the backs? Where's someone in there to help out the quarterback? There's no one to help out, to protect. And all Virginia does is just bring the pressure out. The running back split out wide, and on 3rd and 2, what was effective? Handing the ball off to Hammond and Davis. And 3rd and 2, you take the sack.
West Weeks has been a menace in this second half for the Virginia defense. A loss of 7 there forces the punt. In a 3-point game, you're going to give it back to Brennan Armstrong with a chance to tie it or take the lead late in the 4th quarter. Hey, coming up this week on Sunday NFL Countdown, before Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott square off, we go inside the lines with the Cowboys quarterback wired for sound. Also, comedian Kevin Hart will join Sam and the guys live from Philly. All building towards Monday Night Football. It's the Giants and the Buccaneers. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN. Also, the Mannings on ESPN2 Monday night.
I know people around here excited that Ben Roethlisberger will be back for the Steelers tomorrow. They take on the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday Night Football.
Ooh. Good job defensively by the Panthers. Chase Pine made the hit on Mike Hollins and a loss of 1.
Yeah, one of those seniors here on senior day making a play. Number 36, Chase Pine. And remember, Savassier Dennis is out. So it's been up to Pine to pick up the slack, and on that last play, making a big play in the backfield.
Looking right, then checking it back across the middle. Keaton Thompson out across the 40 for the first down. And I think that was Pine who was angry with the official for getting in the way here.
Yeah, well, I don't know why he's upset at the official. I mean, the ball was a rope right over the top of the linebackers. That had some movement on it.
Good for 22 yards. Keaton Thompson now joins Wicks over 100 yards receiving as Armstrong goes over 400 passing on the night. Armstrong. Thompson underneath. Out to the 47, picks up 4. Cam Bright prevented him from getting any further, and now Keaton is injured.
They definitely need number 99 out there for Virginia. He's been the do it everything. We've talked about him plenty of times over the last couple weeks when we've had a chance to see Virginia. He's a football player. They line him up everywhere on the field. And I wonder, it's just we'll shake it off a little bit, go to the sideline. I don't want to speculate the type of injury, but he's
I think
seems
he
to be
might
walking
have got
fine.
clipped by a knee there on the side of his head. He will come off at least for the play. Darrington checks into the lineup. Snap ends up with Darrington. And this is big trouble for the Cavaliers, and down he goes, back at the 32. Cansey made sure they didn't get away with the miscue, and a loss of 13.
Yeah, just a bad snap. And I'm trying to figure out what happened, because you had Rodriguez in motion, who looks like he was going to orbit back out, and the ball was snapped before it looked like Armstrong was ready to receive the snap. So I don't know if the motion was supposed to continue, but I tell you this, the ball was snapped before it was supposed to. And just a bad play, loss of yards for Virginia.
3rd and 21. Showing pressure, and they bring it. Armstrong to Woods. And he will get out to the 40, and that's it. It's 4th down. They get 8 yards back. Eric Halland ran him out. And the bad snap proves costly.
Yeah, I love when you just do who you are. When you are a team that likes to blitz in key situations. We said that was 3rd and 20 plus. And yet Pitt's able to do what? They're going to blitz 6. And they forced Armstrong out of the pocket and had to throw it short for the first down. For the no gain.
They will punt it away, and they will count on their defense to get them the ball back. Under 4 minutes to go. Addison with the fair catch. Can the Panthers run out the clock to win the Coastal in a 3-point game?
Leave a message.
Pacino here, and I want to be on the show. We'll call it Any Given Monday. Night football.
Watch Peyton and Eli. You never know who will drop by.
Final 3 minutes and 47 seconds for Pitt. If they win, they are in the ACC Championship Game. For Virginia, if they win, they have to beat Virginia Tech next week, and they will go to the ACC Championship Game, repping the Coastal Division. Panthers with the 3-point lead will try and run this thing out. Rodney Hammond right up the gut for 7. 2 Virginia timeouts left.
You mentioned it. They want to run this clock out. And the reason why I know that is because Kenny Pickett was under center. This is an offense primarily in shotgun. But here in crunch time, when you're trying to win the football game, what do? You get under center. You get the big boys up front. We're going to fire off and try to get a couple first downs and end this.
46 yards rushing in this second half for Rodney Hammond. He and Vincent Davis have been a terrific combo in this second half. They're out rushing the Cavaliers 163 to 27. And it's going to be Bronco is way out on the field trying to argue something with the officials here.
Try to argue the spot of the first down, or he wanted the measurement or something. But how often do you see a coach all the way out there almost past the numbers?
That did appear at initial glance to be short, but they're going to give him the first down. Clock winding. They'll make sure that play clock gets all the way down to a second or two. More on the ground. Out across the 35 to the 37 for Rodney Hammond, a gain of 3.
Virginia takes its second timeout of the half. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
Let's get a quick update from Kevin Connors. Well, we enjoyed watching Kayvon Thibodeau earlier this year, #1 on the big board. We've been watching Mel's #1 quarterback, Kenny Pickett, tonight for the Pitt Panthers. 3 touchdown passes. Brennan Armstrong has 3 for Virginia, but time on the side of Pitt. Just 1 timeout left. Virginia trying to make their stand here to prevent the Panthers from getting another first down. They will force the 3rd down. They get a helmet on Hammond, and there is their final timeout. 2:23 to go.
Virginia takes its final timeout of the half.
The career for Kenny Pickett, one of the best in school history. That's saying something with a guy like Dan Marino. Been through here earlier.
But just think about just his last opportunity to wear that Pitt jersey at home. You know, they go on the road next week. But he's been everything that's been advertised. In a game that can secure the Coastal Division, he's been money. He's made some plays with his feet, his arm. And can't say enough about Jordan Addison. The chemistry that these two have shown throughout the game. I mean, that throw on 4th and 1, that really summed up the confidence that not only his offensive coordinator has, but also this program has.
Trying to add to his legacy. Can they get their first ever ACC championship? Can they get to a New Year's 6 bowl game? Can they get to a 10 or an 11 win season the way that the Marino teams did and the Tony Dorsett teams did back in the 70s and early 80s? The heyday of Panther football, back to their 76 national title. No timeouts remaining for Virginia on this 3rd and 5. Play action for Pickett. They'll give him a chance to throw it. And coming back to make the catch is Addison. And he's off to the races. Jordan Addison, touchdown Panthers. That may have just run them not only to the house, but all the way to the ACC Championship Game. Came back to help out his quarterback on the underthrown ball, and he scores for the 4th time tonight.
First of all, thank you to Daniel Carter, number 40, with the block of the play. Without that block, there is no play. Daniel Carter makes the block that gave the time for Pickett to throw the ball downfield. And again, Jordan Addison makes the play, and Kenny Pickett bows to the crowd. Another job well done by those two.
340 yards for Kenny, his 4th touchdown throw, all to Addison, who has 14 catches for 202 yards. And the 4 TDs. The last player to do that, Billy Davis, back in 1994.
I just want you to watch the block by number 40, the fullback. Boom. He makes the block right there on Cone King. That allows enough time for Kenny Pickett to scan the defense. And if you're going to throw it up to anybody on this football team, you're going to throw it to number 3, Jordan Addison. He makes the play. And I think with about 2:10 left, is that a curtain call for Kenny Pickett, letting him know That's an outstanding play.
Virginia and Brennan Armstrong does have a 2-play touchdown drive already in hand. So they are not done yet. 2:10 to go.
Wow, what a moment. Senior night, that's a cool moment. That's something that Kenny Pickett will talk about for many years. Your last opportunity to put that Pitt jersey on at home and to make a play like that in the fourth quarter, under 3 minutes to go.
That was a 50-50 ball, and he just took it right away from Darius Bratton, who had the initial beat on it. And Addison came back and took it away.
I mean, he came into the game, Jordan Addison, with 60 catches, over 1,000 yards. But it's just the way that he's worked today. Just never stops moving, and he's got faith in him from his quarterback that if I put the ball in the area of number 3, he's going to go up and go get it. And we've seen that time and time again today.
Catches of 11, 18, 34, and 62 as touchdowns.
First down.
And a personal foul against the special teams unit. That's their second big one of the night.
Yeah, it's the one that on the field goal opportunity that they jumped and gave Pitt a first down, and now backing him up inside their own 15.
Addison, by the way, the first time since Larry Fitzgerald in 2003 that a receiver's gone over 200. And now Armstrong will go to work. Jelani Woods running over guys and through them. And across midfield, and already Virginia set up on the other side of the field.
Yeah, like our buddy Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friend. Already Virginia in business on the other side of the 50. Jelani Woods with the big play.
Angry run for Jelani after the catch. And that thrown to no one in particular. Armstrong thought Wicks was going to cut to the outside.
Yeah, this is an angry run. Shout out to my guy, Cal Brandt. If you're watching the NFL Network, that's an angry run. Getting that down, that hand down, keeping the balance. 40-yard run, 40-yard pickup for Jelani Woods. That's an angry run by number 0.
He's got a TD catch tonight, 1 of 3 from Brennan Armstrong. Still time, 1:47 to go. They need a couple of scores. Armstrong to Henry, goes up for it, and the ball is jarred loose, incomplete. Nice hit from Hill. And Henry is down.
Now he's right back up. I mean, he has the ball in hand, 2 hands on the ball, but it's the hit by Hill at the end that dislodges that football.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. That plays under further review.
I think they're going to look to see if that hit was to the neck or head from Hill on Henry. They've already had one guy, starting middle linebacker Savassier Dennis, ejected for targeting.
And I know on this one, I didn't see the helmet come into play. I saw shoulder. Watch the left shoulder of Hill coming in. I think that this will be, just watching it there.
That is right
That's
to
right
the side of the head.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to be targeted on a defenseless receiver. We got to talk about the defenseless element of that play. And there's no way that Rashawn Henry can cover himself or shield away from that play. And it's, again, the head or neck area on a defenseless receiver. I believe targeting will be upheld on this one, or confirmed, targeting confirmed.
That would be a first down and 15 more yards for Virginia as they keep an eye on Henry.
I think the officials looking at it again just as much as I'm taking a look at it, but it is that.
Well, they're already walking down to the 32-yard line to set up the ball.
After further review, personal foul, targeting, defense number 9. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Includes an automatic first down. By rule, number 9 has been disqualified.
That also means Brandon Hill will miss the first half of the Syracuse game next week.
Again, leading with that shoulder in the attack of the head neck area, which under the law of targeting, that's what they confirmed.
So a 1st and 10 Virginia from inside the 35. Armstrong open across the middle, down to the 22 is Woods. Clock running, 1:35 to go, 10-yard gain. Judson Tallender with the hit as they clock the ball there. Tallender is Hill's replacement now at safety. 1:26, no timeouts. They need to score and then get the onside kick.
1 minute and 32 seconds. 1:32. Thank you. The clock did not stop on the incomplete pass.
Second down for Armstrong. Good protection. Gets it to the edge, and the catch is made for 9 yards to Thompson, who gets out of bounds. Or does not. Clock still moving.
Where was the clock at?
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 29 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say.
1:29. Did not stop when the receiver went out of bounds.
Henry is back into the game now for Virginia on a 3rd and 2.
And seeing at the bottom, you have Dontavian Wicks, wide receiver down at the bottom, with Mathis on coverage.
Armstrong into the end zone, incomplete. Broken up by Mathis. He was looking for Wicks.
That was the matchup I wanted too. If you're going to go to Dontavian Wicks, that's your big-time player. They clear it out. They get everybody running routes to the inside to get the one-on-one of Wicks on Mathis. Now 4th down. You had the clock on 1st down play, in the out of bounds, the missed incompletion, now 4th down.
Blitz coming, Armstrong, incomplete. Pittsburgh will take over on downs. And Virginia out of timeouts. If the Panthers can hold on to the football, they are into the ACC Championship Game.
I'm glad you mentioned that. That's the first thing I thought of. Virginia was out of timeouts. Remember, they wasted a timeout to start the half on a field goal opportunity. They didn't have enough guys out there. They had to call timeout. That would have been a great situation for Virginia to call a timeout, to realize for Brennan Armstrong on 4th and 2, if it's not there, try to scramble, run for it. That's the final play. Go get that 2 yards if it's not there.
You could have also tried the field goal there and then gone for the touchdown after the onside. Point now, though, is for Pittsburgh. And Kenny Pickett to take a knee. And one more snap should do it for the Panthers. Pat Narduzzi writing down. Job well done.
Yeah, saying Coastal Division champs. That's something that he can check off the list.
He doesn't want to give that book of it. Right back in his pocket, and now he's cheerleading.
That's one of the goals that this team had, was to win the Coastal. And they have achieved that today. Outstanding job, Kenny Pickett, Jordan Addison.
What he talked about, back to the national stage, back to the ACC Championship Game, and perhaps even more. 9-2 on the year now for Pitt. And a terrific showdown. Kenny Pickett and Brennan Armstrong tonight. And the Panthers win it. And the reaction from the home fans to the public address announcement, they are the ACC Coastal Division champs.
They got it done. They got it done with their quarterback, Jordan Addison, They made plays defensively when they needed to.
48-38, the final. Kenny Pickett, 4 touchdown passes to Jordan Addison tonight to win the ACC Coastal Championship. Now let's get you to the prelims for Bud Crawford and Porter with the welterweight championship bout.